Sports Center.
On the eve of the NBA Finals, the recently exited New York Knicks have fired their head coach, Tom Thibodeau, after 5 seasons. He was 226 and 174 with 4 playoff series wins. He won more playoff series than any other Knicks coach since 2000. In the NFL, Cowboys OTAs continue, and some news coming from head coach Brian Schottenheimer. He says his expectation was that Micah Parsons would be there for next week's mandatory OTAs. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning. Oh, no.
Wow.
What was that?
God. In the Olympics, you'd have been dequalified, man.
Oh.
DQ'd. False start, baby.
Good morning, everybody. Oh. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ. I clearly have some sinus issues going on.
What's going on in this room?
Man.
I'm not sure who got it first.
All morning.
Yesterday was dreadful with that. I'm the same way. And then like this morning, I'd blown my nose and so much yesterday that like the area between my nose and mustache is like raw. My lips are all chapped. And I reached in my pocket because since I lived in Vegas, I always carry chapstick. And so I reach in my pocket and
Those oral habits are the most difficult to break.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
My wife has a habit of not doing it.
Well, it's a
she
difficult
said
one
it's very
to break
difficult
one
to
way
break.
or the other.
Yeah.
Birthdays and
But I said, where the hell is my chapstick? It's somewhere in my new house.
I
I've
didn't
got
know
no
you
idea.
had this addiction.
Oh yeah.
It's an unfortunate one. It really is.
It really is. But it's something about what's happened to my skin since living in Vegas. It's just and then especially when I'm sick, I need it even more. And I don't think I'm sick per se.
No, it's a head cold.
But it is like I'm draining.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate because it makes everything more difficult. I blew probably 1 million snot rockets yesterday because I couldn't keep up with having tissues around. It was always something. But
there's medications you can take.
well, yeah, I took some.
Oh, and it still didn't work?
Yeah, no,
You took the wrong medication.
I guess so. Or maybe I'm immune.
Well, you might have. It could be cancer.
It very well could be. Vic said this is how his cancer started.
That's how it started, right there. Head cold.
Yeah, he said he had a head cold and then he had cancer and then his kidney fell out.
Yeah.
And
tumor.
All within a week.
I
I
don't think it's allergies, Vic.
you don't think so?
No, I'm allergic to mold, and mold count is high. This is. We've got something floating around this building.
You think so?
Yeah. Because I've had a head cold.
Well, it started for me on the trip over from Vegas.
You brought it. This is some kind of New Mexican truck stop disease.
If anything, it's like there was so much dust in the air, but like between Arizona, like between Phoenix and San Antonio, there were several times where you could hardly see because the dust was so thick.
But we've had so much rain, we've knocked that out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not too dusty right now, and the pollen count's low. This is a head cold. We've been infected by some kind of beastie.
Son of a.
So this is far beyond.
Wait till the mountain cedar hits.
Yeah, that's we got some. No, what's coming now is our annual Saharan dust.
Oh, that's right.
The African plains are windswept, and we get a little bit of that dust.
Well, maybe it'll just keep being rainy. Maybe we live in a swamp now.
I hope we're starting to turn into Houston.
Yeah.
That's not good news.
No, a hurricane might hit.
Well, luckily we don't get the hurricane. We just get the rain.
Not yet.
We don't even normally get the rain. A hurricane hit Houston. We won't get any of it.
You guys got a little during Harvey, right? Like,
Not much, man. I mean,
No?
it got close, but for the most part, the only weather normally the hurricanes that affect us hit Brownsville, Corpus, and south. Those are the ones that get us.
Then you get on the rainy side.
Houston normally it hits Houston and heads to Louisiana. We normally get the back end, and it's normally we don't get much, sadly, except for the refugees. It helps our football program.
Which side is which side of the hurricane is the rainy side, and which side is the windy side?
The spin side is the rainy side. The front side is the wind. So that's my experience in Orlando. So if you're on the top curve, that's when the wind gets you. But if you're on the back end, that's when it brings in all the rain.
Okay.
The circle around.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's scooping up the water and throwing it on you. That makes sense. So
I'm glad I did the yard yesterday. Look at that.
Yeah, it's not.
It's going to keep raining.
Yeah, all day.
So at least 10, maybe.
That's all day to me.
I need to go. I need to cut my grass.
Welcome back to homeowner.
There's not a lot of it, but it does need to be cut.
I did mine yesterday.
I'm letting my dogs out in the backyard, and they're like, "Dude,
I got no room here.
you want me to poop here? This grass is like knee high. What are we doing?
But they're like, really?
Yeah, what are we doing?" I'm dealing with the new homeowner difficulties, and the most recent one came yesterday when I was waiting on our cable stuff our internet stuff to be delivered.
The most important part of the move-in.
Yeah, I mean, I
That
need
and water, I guess.
Yeah.
Internet.
Oh
I
well,
think internet's more important.
Yeah.
electricity, internet, water.
Well, you assume
You got to have
power and
electricity.
water there.
Yeah.
The internet, yeah.
And so I'm waiting on my wife is like, it's going to be delivered today.
and that was yesterday.
Yeah, and they made it to El Paso yesterday, so they made good time. They'll be here. My squad will be here tonight.
Awesome, blossom, baby. San Antonio growing by 4.
That's right. So she's like, hey, did you get the internet delivery today? And I was like, no. I mean, and my brother came into town yesterday. We were doing a lot of moving. We almost completely cleared out my apartment, all the heavy stuff. And I was like,
thank you for not asking.
yeah, you're welcome.
Continue to thank you every day.
I said, I've been slammed. I didn't see it. And she's like, well, here's a screenshot of the FedEx delivery.
Uh-oh.
And it shows a box on my porch. And I'm like,
you're so new at your house, you don't recognize your porch.
well, yeah. And I say, I go outside and I'm like looking around. I don't see it. God bless him. That boy ain't right. My
Boy.
It's there.
my 13-year-old, he goes, well, don't worry, Dad. We got a Ring camera. I said, son,
We don't have.
you think that Ring camera's going to work without the internet stuff that we're waiting on a delivery for? And he's
I
like,
mean, internet's not everywhere all the time.
and he's like, oh,
Boy ain't right.
I know.
Don't worry about it. We got the ring.
I was like, oh, well, and he's like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. So I'm looking all over the place. I'm like, dude, my neighborhood is not I don't think I've lived there for 2 days. I don't think it's like a porch pirate type neighborhood. I wouldn't think.
The mean streets of Bulverde.
No, it doesn't appear to be that. So I'm digging around a little further. I even think about, maybe the neighbors across the street have a Ring cam and they would have captured someone stealing my internet package.
Oh, okay.
But then upon further investigation, I look at that picture again and I go, this isn't my porch.
You don't even know your own house yet. You're gonna have to go out and take some mental snapshots of
There's
what
like-
things look
They
like.
delivered it to the wrong address.
Yeah. There's like some kind of metal gate off to the side. And I was like, we don't have that.
It's the wrong color, too.
Yeah. So I still have no internet, but it's no fault of my own.
I wouldn't go searching. I'd call them. Like, just bring me another one. I didn't get it.
Well, yeah.
You
And
do need to meet your neighbors, though. Have you?
No, I
have you had
don't.
you've
One neighbor waved at me yesterday.
all right.
Holden's excited because they in their yard they have a sign that says a cheerleader lives here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Holden's like, hey, can we take me to go get a haircut? And I'm like,
We lift the garage up.
Why are you worried about that right
I'm gonna
now?
Do a little weight work
yeah,
in the
why
garage.
are you worried about that right now?
Yeah.
But yeah, he is worried about that. But yeah, I saw the mom yesterday. She gave me a little wave, and I mean, I'm not the type to be like, hey, neighbor. I'm no Ned Flanders. You know,
You need to make allies of your neighbors.
Do you?
Yes. You need to have somebody looking out for you. Seriously.
You're a Dale Gribble.
Yeah, dude.
I just kind of
You're to yourself.
I'm to myself.
It's just one of those things that I have found good relations. You don't have to be best friends, but you need to trust that I can call my neighbor. Will you go check my house out? That kind of stuff.
I think from a personality standpoint, you should live in the kind of neighborhood I live in, and I should live where you live, where I'm isolated from the rest of the world. Like we got our housing situation.
Well, you still even in my situation, I mean, we look out for each other. You need to you make sure you have a neighbor that can go like, hey man, go check the property, or we can band together if there's a problem.
Like a bobcat,
mountain lion.
Yeah, go in on a donkey together.
The latest news in my neighborhood is out of nowhere, right at the corner that you turn into where my house is. They're putting in a fireworks stand.
Ooh, lucky.
Well,
I love fireworks.
yeah.
Do you? I hate fireworks.
I love
no,
fireworks.
I
I
grew
just
up
don't want a fireworks stand right around the corner from my house.
Well, it's not going to be a permanent one, is it?
Well, from what I understand, they're trying to buy the property, so there's going to be some other stuff. So that's why you want to get in with your neighbors, so you know stuff about this. But yeah, they're putting in a Mr. W right around the corner from my house. They're like taking out trees. It's a lot
Wow,
right there, so I'll be able to like get all the fireworks I could possibly stand.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
All me, man.
Well, if you lived in my porch pirate neighborhood, you could have someone rob that fireworks
Well,
stand.
I think we know about the cable stuff. You can't just take and use. There's a
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's what
not a theftible thing. Why
I told
steal
Holden, I was
that?
like, that's the dumbest thing you could steal.
So
because
this
it's not
was
gonna
an
work for
accident.
anybody else.
Yeah, you didn't get porch pirated. You just got your typical.
Wrong delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got an Amazon delivery there yesterday of dog food, and that had no problems. I need to be one of those guys who
Gotta recognize your driver.
I got to put up one of those. I got to put up some kind of a flag to let everybody know, like, hey man,
Pride flag.
you don't mess with my house.
Oh.
KBB, like waving.
No, that would invite people to. I need to put up like a
Go
Like a
away.
come and take it.
a come and take it flag. Yeah,
Oh.
that works. That keeps people away or like some kind
No,
of
just have it say, go away.
or put a Second Amendment sticker on my car, and then everybody knows, like, okay,
Where you're living,
okay.
everybody just kind of assumes.
yeah,
In your part of the world, I'm just assuming that's the case for everybody live up there.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. You don't have to put a sign up. You're just living out there.
you're
You're
good.
kind of telling everybody.
and I do. That's the other thing I've got to get is for whatever reason, my gas meter is in the backyard beyond the gate.
Mhm.
Huh?
I don't
So-
know how often they've got to check that gas meter. I would think we're at a.
No,
I
they're
think we're
not-
in a day and age where they don't have to somebody
No,
doesn't have to come over, do they?
No.
Only in
No,
if something goes wrong.
Exactly.
Is it a new meter? Does it look
I think
new?
it's got that new. He's got a new meter where he
Okay,
is.
well then, no.
Okay.
They do that
There's still part of San Antonio where the meter readers running through yard.
Because
but
I was
not
like,
where you
man,
live.
I got to get a beware of dog sign, because if some dude randomly walks into my backyard and it happens to be a day that my German
yeah.
Shepherd's out there,
Well, they know that's not the first backyard they run into. But yeah,
but I think I need to get one of those. Do those signs? You would know this, or maybe your brother. Like, does it?
Yeah, don't have it say beware of dog. Have it say something else.
You know, well, you don't have to unless you have concern that your dog is in fact violent. And you get basically from my
dog isn't
understanding, I'm not
violent.
a-
My dog is protective.
Well, no, from my understanding of the law, I've been grown up around lawyers and dealt with dog bites. You get one bite free.
But if someone comes into your yard,
You can still get one, even if they come into your yard and they like you. If he bites a meter reader, you get one bite free.
okay.
I didn't know my dog would bite. Now you know. You got to put up a beware dog, stuff like that.
Does a beware of dogs sign?
If they're coming onto your property for anything, no.
No, just put,
They can get. I mean, for you, yes, you're absolutely in the clear.
Don't put beware. Just put dog on premises.
Okay.
Do that.
But again,
But if I have a sign, that takes responsibility off of me, right?
yes.
Okay. I didn't know how legally
Well,
binding
if somebody
that was.
jumps into your backyard and a dog bites them, you're already safe.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
it's your property.
Okay.
And put no
As long as it's not off your property, dog getting off leash, and then you have all the other issues. But
Okay.
and even if it is off property and you're walking your dog and he bites somebody, you get one bite for free.
Okay.
I didn't know.
I didn't know
I'll
that
make
either.
sure
I
he's
thought if your
muzzled
dog
from
gets
now on.
bit, it's like you gotta
That's good
put
to
him
know.
down.
Well, I mean, you never know.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
Yeah, in
But-
case your little what's your dog's name? Enchilada or whatever.
Tootsie.
Tootsie,
Yeah,
the
little
Chihuahua.
one. Yeah, the little one. Yeah.
Yeah, Tootsie. Yeah, in case Tootsie bites someone when you're taking it for a walk,
Yeah.
rolling it around in its stroller or whatever you do.
I got to worry about my other dog, Dipstick. That's
Oh,
the one.
Dipstick, that's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man,
that's the
he's-
bad one.
He's bad. He's so bad. Deal with that dog every freaking day.
The other thing in my backyard, my son has discovered that there is a peach tree in the backyard, and so far he's eaten about 20 peaches.
Mm-hmm.
So the squirrels haven't discovered your peach tree?
No.
Oh, enjoy that.
Yeah.
I have a
So-
peach tree, and I've never actually seen a grown peach.
Yeah, it's very fruitful, and I think now like squirrels are going to stay away from my yard because I've got beasts that keep them away from my yard. But
so do I.
yeah,
I got Africanized squirrels, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah, your
But-
I mean, your
I think
squirrels are
birds- that's
are
amazing.
eating chickens.
Maybe.
Oh,
But
yeah.
literally, I've had a peach tree. It's so hard to get them to stay on the branch long enough to eat.
Yeah.
They just disappear.
Well, that's what happens when you have a 13-year-old son too.
Nice. Well, actually, peach ice cream, baby.
Yeah,
It's the highest and best calling of
yeah.
those peaches.
All right, we've got some sports to talk today.
Yeah.
The Stanley Cup Finals gets underway tonight.
Anytime there's a guy named involved, I'm in. Excuse you?
And I mean, you'll see the best player in the world play hockey tonight if you're into that sort of thing.
I heard an interesting question asked about him, and I want to ask you when we get back.
Okay. And we'll continue to look at the NBA Finals, which starts tomorrow, finally. But the most important news of all in all the world of sports was that the Colorado Rockies won back-to-back games
I
last night.
thought it was picking a new number.
No, that
Oh,
doesn't
no.
matter.
Yeah.
The Colorado Rockies won their second consecutive
It's
game.
only important to you for one.
One more, and that's called a winning streak.
So last year, the Sox set a record by losing 20 consecutive series.
Yeah.
And the Colorado was on their 19th.
Yeah, you ain't losing 20 in a row.
Hey,
we ain't
man,
losing 20 series
We're
in a row.
bad, but we're not them.
This was a double whammy for me because I told you yesterday I was betting on the Rockies. I thought they could win 2 in a row, and I did not bet much, but I made a little scratch on it.
Okay.
With the Rockies at plus money. But more importantly, my biggest investment on a team to be terrible this year is the Miami Marlins. And if you lose a series to the Colorado Rockies,
You're well on your way.
it's going to be real hard to hit your win total because the ones that you had circled that we think we can win, that ain't one of them anymore, buddy. That's great news for me.
I think Colorado's turned the corner. They're not a bad team.
No, they're still very, very
No,
dreadful.
they're a good team that's just figuring it out.
We've got some giveaways as well today. I'll probably be singing Judas Priest. I'll probably be singing Alice Cooper. Maybe some Seether, some Daughtry. Or I'm going
Is this
home
a promise
to
or
a
a threat?
place where I belong.
Threat.
Probably a promise.
Where
this is
your
a threat.
love has always been enough for me.
Seether and Daughtry.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bunch of grunts.
I'm not running from. I know I think you got me all wrong.
How I sound when I'm
Oh. Listen, Rob, Daughtry almost won American Idol.
Yeah, he was almost there.
Almost won American Idol.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper never even had a chance to win American Idol. I don't think he even made the round where they judge you. I think they said.
got Alice Cooper.
I think
I know one song, "School's Out."
Like,
That's
you know
the
how,
one I know, and I know
how
he
I
paints
said-
his face.
you know how I said Rob Zombie's like a cool dude to me.
Okay.
Alice
Oh, yeah.
Cooper seems like he like Rob Zombie took Alice Cooper's bit and then said, "I'm gonna do that, but make it badass."
pretty much.
And
what happened.
because like Alice Cooper was kind of like, you're just a dude wearing a bunch of eye makeup and like,
And really not even a good musician. It's more of
Yeah.
a show. But to make up for that, I hear he's a hell of a golfer.
oh really?
Yeah, like he lives down in Scottsdale and like
He plays
Seriously.
with Steph Curry all the
I
time.
think he's from what I've heard, he's a hell of a golfer.
Alice Cooper and Steph Curry are always on the course together, just hanging out. What a pair.
You
All
don't
right.
want to play him for money.
We got a bunch to get to today. We'll do it coming up. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, we just picked up that road work on 35 northbound Tupperwine to Padbooker Road and then southbound O'Connor to Weidner. Still have road work set up at 410 westbound from Austin Highway over to Perrin-Bidle. Got the roadway reduced to one lane. The exit to get onto Perrin-Bidle closed as well. So that's what's causing your delays from Randolph Boulevard. Tack on at least an extra 7-8 minutes to your commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5%
Hi,
off.
I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Hey, bills happen. So when you need extra cash fast, go to BillsHappen.com. Have you been turned down? Are your credit cards maxed out? Do you have bad credit? Go to BillsHappen.com. All you need is a job and a checking account. You can find a lender and get up to $5,000 cash as early as tomorrow at BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com is the smart way to get a personal lender now. So if you need extra money for car repairs, medical bills, family emergencies, whatever you need cash for, go to BillsHappen.com and you can get the money you need as soon as the next day, up to $5,000. At BillsHappen.com, our process is safe, secure, and all online. No one to deal with in person, and Bills Happen does not charge you any fees to use our service. It's easy. When you need a lender, just remember, when bills happen, go to BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com for the cash you need now. BillsHappen.com.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-8841. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-550-8841. That's 800-550-8841.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and My Lowe's Pro Rewards members can save even more with limited time deals. Right now, buy one, get one half off. Select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Primer and Ceiling Paint. Plus, get free same-day delivery to your job site when you order by 2 p.m. Offer valid through 6/13, delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Have you ever closed your eyes and pictured owning a piece of the Texas coast? Ocean views, world-class fishing off of Matagorda Bay? Well, dream no more. This Saturday, June 7th, Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point is dropping the final release of these incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1 to 3 acre properties, all with ocean access for just $49.9. You heard correctly, $49.9. This gated community has a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch, even boat and RV storage, plus paved roads and underground utilities. It's the whole shebang. It's all happening this Saturday, June 7th. 1 to 3 acres with ocean access, just $49.9. Yes, just $49.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing. Don't wait another minute. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Texas coastal land has never been this affordable.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
I think the reason I'm not singing that great today.
Go on.
My ear is like it's not working. Like there's something going on with my ear from this sinus thing.
Yeah.
So one of my ears isn't working very well.
Yeah.
We were talking about the ears earlier with Rob and I.
It might be an earwax problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I won't sing that much today.
Is it like when you're in an airplane, you got to pop your ear?
Yeah, it's what it feels like, but it doesn't work. Man, that's unfortunate. Normally, I'd love to sing this song. Took her in the worm, dig through the ditches and
take care of your
burn
voice.
through the witches and slam in the back of my Dragula. Oh, yeah, it just doesn't feel right. John says, you moved to the hood and didn't tell me. I don't actually live in Bolverde.
I didn't want to be specific.
Yeah.
You're in the region.
Yeah, I live by the neighborhood that surrounds the TPC course. So I don't think anybody's coming over to my house.
I just wanted to be vague. I didn't want,
Yeah, you ain't got the gas to get up there.
You don't want.
I just don't want Vic to know exactly where I live.
Well, you're
Rob.
gonna need
That's
somebody
what
to
it
come do
boils
your
down to.
lawn. He's gonna have to figure it out.
I just don't. I don't want. No. I'd rather him not. I just want to. I'm gonna borrow his mower every once in a while.
Well, he's gonna want to do it.
Oh yeah.
Every time I'm around Vic, he's got OCD, man.
I'm telling you.
So if you bring him up,
If I bring him over and he sees my yard, he'll be like,
You're like, "Where's your
I'm gonna
mower,
come
man?"
over tomorrow.
Yeah, your edges. I have a protractor, 90-degree angle.
Oh.
like all of that.
It's an OCD thing. He's the type, and it happened to him last night. His neighbor mows, he has to mow.
Yeah, I heard my neighbor turn on the lawnmower, and I'm thinking like, great.
So that's
Now
how
You're
his
like
wife,
Hank Hill. You don't want to get out. You don't want to get out Whataburger
See,
on your yard.
His
That's
wife
right.
knows this, so she goes next door and says, "Why don't you mow your yard so Vic can get off his ass and get outside and do something?"
And that's exactly
what kind
happened.
of what kind of grass do you have? What's your
Amazonia.
Yeah, probably about 80% weeds, 20% St. Augustine.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
If you
what
can
it
name
is.
your grass,
Well, I mean,
if it's anything other than St. Augustine, that's all I know.
I bet your dad knows exactly what grass is growing. in
Nah,
his
he
It's
doesn't.
not Bermuda
No,
or
he doesn't. I can assure you,
Oh.
he has no idea about grass. If it's green and it ain't a wheat field or something.
I mean,
planted.
his grass couldn't be much greener.
Well, yeah. Well, we can water.
I know.
I mean, I can water with impunity.
Yeah, I don't like to water.
I've got my brother's doing some investigating. He's handier than I am. When we were moving yesterday, he's got a bunch of PVC pipe in his truck, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to put in an irrigation system at my place." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I got one at the house, but apparently, like, it doesn't work. Like they haven't figured out how to make it work.
Okay.
And the people before me, the people who own the house said, yeah, we didn't put it on the listing because we've never been able to use it. We don't know what has to happen to make it work.
Okay. So it never worked.
No.
Okay.
Well, at least not since they lived there.
Right.
But my brother's like, no, this is gonna work. I just got to figure out what's going on. So he took a picture of it, and like he's on the job. He'll make my irrigation system. So because I've got sprinkler heads everywhere.
See that,
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've had homes with it, and obviously I don't now. It's a money pit, man.
The irrigation system?
Irrigation system's it seems like there's always a nozzle broken, a sprinkler head's always broken, or I'm always mowing over it or kicking one. It just seemed like forever a problem. It just seemed always to me easier
to
just
water
to
yourself.
roll out a sprinkler.
That's a pain in the ass to me. I don't want to do. I don't want to like
to spend $200 a month to make sure my sprinkler head is attached. It just felt like every month it was another broken.
And it's the other thing. I don't ever think about it.
Well, the reason you'll think about it is you'll walk outside and there's a geyser going off in the middle of your yard.
You know what?
Damn it.
The whole time I lived in Houston, I never had an issue with mine.
See, my experience was so negative with a sprinkler system that
Get you one of these.
It is the least of my concerns. Yeah, just get a water weenie. Yourself a water weenie and you don't need to do anything.
One of those things where the hair is like,
It's like
Yeah.
and then it's fun to look at and it's healthy for your grass.
Yeah. Is that what you have, Vic?
No, I have one of these. Look, I have something like that. Just something simple.
No, I have the tractor that that runs on that I can start 50 yards and it'll drive all day with the water pressure and water the whole thing, and it'll
nice.
spread, and it'll throw about 100-foot wide thing, and boom.
That's awesome.
It'll eat some water. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I just have something like that, a little bigger, and I move it once in a while.
And that's the other problem. I'll forget.
That's why the tractor works. It moves itself.
Like I'll fall asleep on the couch, and then now one part of my yard's a flood, and the other part has no. Yeah, I just can't do it. I'm not a good enough homeowner. I'm not
You're
responsible.
You're gonna get back in practice.
I'm not
You're
responsible.
Get that toolkit out. And you're gonna have to do the honeydews on the weekend.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Toilet's running. Gonna have to fix that.
Ooh.
Yep.
You need to drain the water heater.
Drain the water heater.
What else?
Yeah,
I did.
See, he just bought his house. They've already fixed that. That's the big stuff you don't have to worry about.
I am gonna have to. I got to replace my garage door. I'm
sucks.
so garage door bougie now. Like,
do you want one with windows or not?
I don't care about that. I'm talking about the opener. The opener is clearly like it came with the house, like when it was built,
like one of those ancient giant ones.
Yeah,
Is it the size of a brick phone?
No, it's like it's one of those ones that has like has big lights in it, and it's like.
Is it chain driven or belt driven?
Chain driven.
Old school.
That is old school.
Yeah, and like my garage in Nevada had punch pad on the outside, Wi-Fi. So like if I can open the garage door from my phone.
Oh gosh, I don't have anything. Like that. That's for them with money.
So you don't even need
fancy folks.
That's capital B.
I have a button that opens it and a button in the inside by the door that closes.
That's what we have.
That's all I got.
I'm too bougie.
What
for
else
that
do you
anymore.
need? It's a garage door.
I want. Well, we have one opener.
Oh, that's a problem.
Oh,
that's a problem.
Yep.
So
and the keypad on the out, you need that.
Yeah,
the
I
keypad
agree.
matters. But other than that, I don't need anything on my phone.
Well, I mean, if you can have it on your phone, why?
Well, I'm not gonna. What I'm saying is, I'm happy with what I've got. Now, when I have to buy a new one, I'll upgrade. But I don't need to do it now.
Oh yeah, my wife is now like we have a smart home. I mean,
my
we don't yet. This one, my home now isn't smart, but my one in Nevada
ignorant.
was.
I have an ignorant house.
My home is going to get smarter when she gets here and all our stuff gets here because she does the alarm system, the washer and dryer. She does that on her phone. Like, I mean, everything is connected to
I need a toolbox to work my washer and dryer.
Well, yours
Mine
is you've got like a 1970.
Detroit iron. This thing it'll beat the hell out of the dirt.
Yours is like you've got a yellow dryer.
It's actually white, but it's been painted. It was originally that yellow.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
He
I
spray
have a
painted
washer and dryer that are at least 15 years old.
I mean, that's wild.
I mean, when it changes cycles, it's like clunk clunk. It's like shifting an old 3-on-the-tree transmission.
Well, we
clunk, 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 clunk.
Remember, I had to buy a new washer and dryer because the people that bought my house in Vegas wanted to keep my washer and dryer.
Oh yeah, no, I remember.
And I was like, we're not going to let a washer and dryer like hold up this deal. Like, we just can't.
You got one of them fancy front-loading ones?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I got one. You have to, you could fall in.
So the other day she had me at a store looking for the washer and dryer she wants, and then she's like, "Does it have the little the Wi-Fi signal on it?" And I was like, "I don't know, I don't see it." She's like, "Well, we don't want that one." And I said, "You know what? Just order one online." And so my washer and dryer will be delivered here on Thursday because she ordered it online, the one she wanted. Because I almost bought one that didn't have a Wi-Fi signal on it, and that would have been just a disaster. A disaster. And
but don't you have to be there to put the clothes in?
And I asked a stupid question, Rob. A really stupid question.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Do the washer and dryer need to be the same color?
Well, I think it depends on if they can be seen by other. Ours are at least the same color, but
they go in the laundry room. If you had if you got a laundry room where,
well,
no one needs to go in your laundry room unless they no one who doesn't live in the house will ever see it.
That's true.
Why does it matter if they're the same color or not? And that was like a stupid question.
Oh, well, I can't. I've never had ones that don't. I always seem to buy them in pairs. I don't ever buy just one.
No, so what happens if your washer breaks and your dryer's still good?
Well, I bought evidently a washer and dryer that's going to last forever. I don't know.
You've
I
got
don't ever plan on buying another
brand.
I bought this to keep my washer dryer looking new.
You have a washer cover?
Yeah.
And you use it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it stays permanently on there.
Well,
it'll stay permanently on there. And
isn't that a pain in the ass when you want to use the washer?
No, it's cut to where you can. It's the way it's cut. You can just open the washer, close it, and use it and everything.
I'll be honest. I've never thought once about keeping my washer looking new.
I paid a lot of money for mine. Mine are like black shiny. I don't want to mess it up. Just to keep the new for a while. And they were only $20.
I mean, I guess so. I've never. And
my washer's a top opener anyway. I have to have it.
You have to have.
Here it is. This is the set that I got, like that.
But the thing is, there's only the two of us now. We hardly ever do laundry.
Oh, I got grandkids in there.
Yeah, I bet you're going through it.
They already destroyed the house.
I can't believe you have washing machine covers.
Yeah.
That
one was $20. The other one was like
not the one on the right, not the whole cover.
Yes, that's what he's got.
The thing on the top right.
That's the pair that he's got.
Yeah, like this.
You don't have plastic on your couch, do you?
No.
Do you have plastic?
You act
running board?
Why is that crazy?
You have plastic on your carpet going down the hall?
Let's see. No, I don't have any carpet in the hall. I do have an
not
old
carpet, but the rolling rubber mat.
I have one of those stretch covers for the sofas. Just kind of like how you just.
Is it hiding a hole or is it protecting the new?
No, it's protecting the new.
Now, do you keep your washer and dryer outside?
No, it's in the garage, but the animals are in there.
Well, Rob, have you ever met anyone who has a cover on their washer and dryer?
I think if you have a washer and dryer outside, you're not worried about a cover.
I'm thinking maybe he's got to have it to protect it from the elements. I don't know.
No, that's one reason why it is. But the reason why I bought it is to keep it new and to make sure the grandkids don't destroy it and then the dogs lean up against it and scratch it and then mess it up. I'm just OCD that way.
Are you entering your washer and dryer in a beauty pageant?
Yep.
It's the OCD talk. I'm telling you, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
See, this is me.
Of course he has a washing machine cover.
Like when I had a truck, and inevitably, if you have a truck, it's going to get banged up. Like if you haul stuff around in the back of your truck, it's gonna get scratched and
anybody who
dinged.
drives a truck that ain't scratched.
That's what I'm saying. Vic seems like the kind of guy who, if he got his truck scratched, he'd be like straight to the paint shop and getting it touched up.
You want to get mad. The first scratch sucks, but after that, you realize
it's a truck.
It's a truck.
That's what it's
to
for.
be
Well,
scratched.
when I first got the blue car, it took me about 2 years for me to get the first scratch, and I noticed it immediately.
A car's a little bit different, but
I know, but still, it's just the whole point of trying to keep it.
It's like a war wound. I mean, you got to be proud of it. It's got its Purple Heart.
But you don't want your washer and dryer to have those. What do you cover your car at night?
No, it's not worthy enough.
I would have to cover if I'm washing
It's
towels or a blanket. I need to chain my washer to the wall.
Oh yeah,
it will walk across the room.
Yeah, you've got a powerful machine.
That thing will. I can't imagine how fast that thing is spinning.
Rin says you're entering in the Lolo washer and dryer show. It's got hydraulics.
Yeah.
I think Rob's has better hydraulics than Vic's.
That thing will spin blood. I'll tell you what. If you want to separate something, it's a centrifuge going on in there.
All right, let's hit a quick break. When we come back, Rob has a hockey question for me. I can't wait. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, we just picked up that road work on 35 northbound Tupperwine to Padbooker Road and then southbound O'Connor to Weidner. Still have road work set up at 410 westbound from Austin Highway over to Perrin Vital. Got the roadway reduced to one lane. The exit to get onto Perrin Vital closed as well. So that's what's causing your delays from Randolph Boulevard. Tack on at least an extra 7-8 minutes to your commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off. Free UPS shipping and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1225. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-777-1225 or biglou.com.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start June 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Looking for a place with character, cold drinks, and real Texas charm? Pull up a chair at the Lion and Rose in the Dominion. This local favorite, run by the Tharp family, serves up Southern hospitality, military pride, and seriously good food. Happy hour daily from 3 till 7 p.m. with $2.50 drafts, select wine, wells, and mimosas. Plus, tasty bites from just $5. Big screens, bold flavors, and a patio made for post-game hangs. Now open at 23330 West I-10. The Lion and Rose.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
April Ansira here from the Ansira Auto Group. Every year, the Texas Yes Project provides thousands of students across the state with free school supplies. And now you can help by entering the Drive Away for Education raffle, proudly sponsored by the Ansira Auto Group. One lucky winner will drive away in a brand new car, truck, or SUV. And countless young Texans will move forward with stronger futures. And we'll be giving away a gas card and shopping spree, plus other weekly prizes. Buy your raffle ticket today at texasyesproject.org.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah. Oh, Vic. Vic trying to get us grooving. Yeah. Morning, everybody.
I'll be honest. I don't know this song.
You don't know about the Tangeray?
No, who is this?
Domino.
I'm saying I don't know.
Domino, mother.
Is that a line?
Domino.
No. Domino, mother effer?
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
Called Ghetto Jam.
How old is this?
But
is this Keith Sweat era?
No, this is 90s.
Sweat?
90s, right? Early 90s?
Well, that's Keith Sweat.
Yeah, this is early 90s.
All right. I missed this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 93.
The Ghetto Jam is about to slam. You don't remember this song?
Honestly, no.
Huh.
I like it.
B. Hannon says he had an apartment where the washer and dryer were on the patio, no cover.
At least it was an apartment. It wasn't yours.
Well, I will say this: like we were
suck.
The Airbnb we stayed at in San Diego for spring break. It's like a condo in the back of the main house,
mm-hmm.
and it's got a rooftop, like a terrace where you can go sit, and it's got a fire pit and all that cool stuff, and you can see directly into the main house's backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, San Diego, this is like in North Park, San Diego, so real estate is at a premium.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure this house was about, I don't know, 1,500 square feet, and I'm sure it was close to $1 million house. Their washer and dryer is on the back patio.
Well, mine is made to be outside, I can tell you that. I think mine would be just fine.
But, I mean, they had, like, custom cabinets built for it, so it was like, you know, you could protect it from the elements.
Also, San Diego, the weather's the same 24/7, 365, so you don't have to worry about cold weather or rain hardly ever.
Yeah,
so.
But yeah, so some people do keep it outside.
I can't imagine it's like Sunday night driving rain. I got no drawers. I got to go wash my drawers
You gotta go
out in the rain.
Well, it's like back in the old days when you had to walk out to the outhouse, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I'll take a leak outside anytime. I mean, that's the great thing about nature. Just a big toilet.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is like my
nature's just a big toilet. You can pee and poop wherever you want.
Poop wherever you want, really.
I mean, as long as nobody's looking.
Wow. Yeah, one of the things that's most annoying to my wife is that anytime I'm drinking, my preference is to pee outside.
I don't mind it at all. I'll go outside in my house.
I go in my backyard. I don't give a damn.
Get the lay of the land.
I can't go outside. There's too much
I don't know.
traffic.
If it's kind of a walk and I'm standing outside of the porch, that's the great thing about living in the country. I'll just go stand over on the side and water the bushes.
Yeah, Vic, you have the chain link. I've got the wood privacy fence.
You're lucky.
Yeah, I pee wherever I want.
Yeah, man. I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah.
Me and a 5-year-old, we act the same.
We're peeing out.
Now, my apartment, when I drink there, it was too.
Peeing off the air.
It's too far to walk down, from the third floor.
I like off the balcony though.
No, I didn't have a balcony,
Well,
unfortunately, or I probably would have.
Kinda. You could have gone
I'd have to walk out
outside
on the stairs
on the breezeway out there and just
and then,
see if you can hit a car.
That would have been that's probably frowned upon.
Yeah, probably
Probably frowned upon.
It'd be a worthy effort to see if you could make it all the way to the parking lot.
All right, the NBA or the NHL Stanley Cup Final gets underway tonight. And by the way, it's the Stanley Cup Final, not the Stanley Cup Finals like the NBA does.
Is it Canadian? Is that
I don't know why they say that, but it is the Stanley Cup Final tonight. The best player in the world taking on what looks like the best team in the world. So I think
that lends itself to the question I have.
Okay.
In basketball and in football, the title's the thing.
Yeah.
You got to become the truest superstar, you have to not only be great, but you have to win a title too. Connor Bedard, does he have to have a title to be considered the? I mean, he doesn't.
Are you talking about Connor McDavid?
I'm sorry, McDavid.
Okay,
Connor McDavid, the dude.
Yes.
Best player in the world.
Close? Yes. No, he is the best player.
Okay,
in the world.
So best player in the world, but no ring.
Right.
So in basketball, you can't be that.
Right.
You can't be considered the best player in the world and not have a ring.
Yeah. It's almost like he's like Mike Trout right now.
Okay.
Like, remember 5
Absolutely.
years ago,
right.
Mike Trout
the best
was
player
like
nobody got a chance to see because he's on a terrible team.
Yeah.
But baseball, it was kind of different. There's only so much you can do as a baseball player.
I get it. And I mean, right now, if you, when I say the best player in the world, it's like if you could, if you were redrafting the NBA and you could have any player you wanted, who's your first pick?
And it depends on growth and attitude. But
right, but
what are you talking about? I pick somebody that currently doesn't have a ring.
Right.
Probably not. I'd probably go Joker, but I mean, I can see going.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a world
where
where
picking a dude Wemby, just knowing the future, or Anthony Edwards, and name the other guys that haven't won. But I've heard Bedard's name or McDavid for long enough to where he's considered the dude. But it's funny in hockey, you can be the dude and not have the title.
Yeah. Now he is like he's the MVP of hockey. Like he's that guy. But you're right, he hasn't done it yet. But he is coming into an era where it's kind of like, okay, it's time. He's been in the league.
There is an expectation. If you don't, it'll be lesser. You won't be Lemieux. You won't be.
He's going into
Gretzky.
year 10 now, or I think this was year 10. But and last year got to the finals and lost. But there's a lot of that talk right now. That's exactly what Gretzky did. That's exactly what Sidney Crosby did. They got to their first final. They lost. Then they came back and won.
And is he good enough to carry him against a Panthers team that looks like the Goon Squad?
I think so. The other thing is the top scorer in all of hockey this year was his teammate, Leon Draisaitl. And so you have these two super talented dudes. And when they played Vegas Vegas really did a great job of keeping McDavid and Draisaitl off the sheet.
Do they feed off each other?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. But they stopped those two guys. Like if you look at the stats from that Vegas series, you go, how does Vegas lose if they stop these two monsters?
Right.
And like imagine, the Thunder, you hold Shea to 12 points per game in the finals and Jalen Williams to 10.
Use the Steph and Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
You hold them under their average and you still lose. And you're
It's
like,
crazy,
well, if you
right?
can't win now, how can you beat them?
Right. So they can certainly carry him past the Panthers.
Because I was hearing the description, the Panthers are the imminent thing, but the Oilers have to have it.
Yeah.
Their backs against the wall kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's rock in a hard place, which is going to come through.
They're carrying the weight for the whole country.
Yeah.
Because it's been, 35 years, I think.
I mean, there's enough of a plot line for non-hockey fans to dial in tonight. There really is.
Worth watching. All right. We will talk some NBA on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
South Texas summer is no joke. With temperatures in the triple digits, your roof takes a beating. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're local, family-owned, and ready to help. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from a team that knows South Texas weather. Whether it's commercial or residential, a small repair, or a whole new roof, get peace of mind with Stevens Roofing. Call 210-785-0994 today. Stevens Roofing has you covered.
Here in San Antonio in the Hill Country, our water is hard. It's harsh like some accents.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
Now that's harsh. At the same time, those that know have a Connecticut quality water softener and enjoy smooth, soft, pure, clean water like this.
Tú eres mi luz en la oscuridad.
Hard, harsh water.
Hey, use with the face.
Soft water.
El amor es como el agua que nunca se seca.
If you don't have a Connecticut water softener, you're basically inviting hard water into your home to beat up your appliances, hot water heater, and every pipe in your home. And if you can't live without your coffee maker, hard water damages it too. Call me for a free in-home water evaluation at 656-PURE.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Connecticut is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own.
License number 38961.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start June 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mirajoyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a few trouble spots as you head into your morning commute. Highway 90 westbound just past Nogalitos. That stall's been moved off to the shoulder. Another stall at 410 eastbound 35. Definitely slowing down along 410 northbound Rigsby to W.W. White. As you make your way along 1604 eastbound Bandera Road to I-10, 5-6 minutes. A 20-minute ride on 1604 westbound from I-10 all the way over to 281. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
On the eve of the NBA Finals, the recently exited New York Knicks have fired their head coach, Tom Thibodeau, after 5 seasons. He was 226-174 with 4 playoff series wins. He won more playoff series than any other Knicks coach since 2000. In the NFL, Cowboys OTAs continue, and some news coming from head coach Brian Schottenheimer. He says his expectation was that Micah Parsons would be there for next week's mandatory OTAs. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at FixMyLowT.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
7:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. My right ear is it's becoming a real issue. I might
have you ever thought about just
cutting it off?
No, just holding your nose.
I tried that. I tried it. Yeah, it's not working.
That would put me in the hospital.
Having the clogged ear.
Well, that blast out that like you hold your nose.
Yeah.
No, that I'd rather have a stopped up head.
Really?
Just
no.
Take a good yawn over and over.
See, that doesn't work either.
Or chew gum.
Yeah.
You just still walk around with your head clogged up?
I can't. Well, I can't physically do that.
I do that every time I'm in an airplane.
Well, I've got some kind of plumbing issue.
Oh.
There's something I can't physically do that.
I mean,
when I was
have
a
you
kid,
tried, or
no,
just there's something like
there's physically something. I have a plumbing issue. There's something wrong with the ear canal. When I was a kid, they tried to put tubes in my ears, and they couldn't.
Okay.
For some whatever reason. So I got a defect. Whatever. I can't physically blast my ears out.
Huh. All right. I mean,
I don't know. We all have our El Guapos.
Okay,
yeah.
There's all the things you can try.
Yeah, I just want to like feel. I want my head to feel normal.
A decongestant didn't work.
No, I didn't. You know what? I didn't take a decongestant.
See, I took a decongestant 2 days ago and it worked.
I took my Claritin this morning. I was thinking it was allergies.
I took the stuff that dries up the sinuses, and it worked.
Great.
It stopped the drainage, but then you talk about your Carmex issue. Your whole face dries up.
I know. Well, now I guess that's what I got to do.
I guess
Look, put peroxide in your ear.
All right.
The peroxide stuff, that's for when you've been swimming, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work in this situation.
I think you just need
boric acid. That'll wake you up in the morning.
Just stick a 9-volt battery in there and
just or a AAA.
And then let it sit for a few months. See what happens.
I can tell you a war story about my father.
Okay.
My father is a fighter pilot.
Okay.
And he was flying on a mission.
Yeah.
And as he
Sounds
took off,
badass,
he was in an
doesn't it?
F4, and there was a pressure issue. And he couldn't figure out what the problem was, and he couldn't land. He was doing something rather important, I guess. So to ease the pressure and the pain he was dealing with, he jammed a pencil into his ear to pop his eardrum.
Nope.
And basically lost hearing in that ear for. You still can't get it, but
really,
he couldn't get to an altitude to relieve the pressure, so he stuck a pencil in his ear mid-flight, and he said the pain went away, and he didn't really think about it till he landed. He didn't realize that he had bled all over his face down his flight suit. So
that's a different
he
generation.
landed, and he's just getting out of the plane, and you're greeted by the flight crew and all that when you get out. So he said he got out of the plane, and he was climbing down the ladder, and the airman that was there to kind of help him get out was like, "Oh my God," because he was covered in blood.
No big deal. I just jammed a pencil down my ear hole.
I couldn't quite figure out why my oxygen mask wouldn't stay on. It kept slipping down. I thought, well, I must be sweating. No, it was blood.
Oh my God! How did he not smell it?
If
I'm bleeding, I can smell it.
I mean, anybody who do that,
I guess
probably could smell it. Just liked it.
He's a hard man.
I don't know. He's half deaf now.
A lot harder than guys like us, Rob. We're soft.
I'm complaining about. I got a little wax. I'm gonna have to stay home today.
Yeah,
a little wax problem.
I had a real hard time over in Nam.
Yeah.
I don't like to talk about it a lot, because of the stuff.
Yeah, I got into it.
But I did have a hard time over in Nam. I never got a pencil jabbed in my ear, but I did some things that
you were Agent Orange.
Right.
That I did some things with Charlie that I don't like to talk about. So, that's just. It's a personal thing.
If we don't, I might have a flashback.
Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want to go there. All right, I do want to go to the
Remember
NBA
when that was
Finals.
a thing?
Oh yeah,
Vietnam vets had flashbacks.
Oh yeah. Like they
zips in the wire.
It's like why'd you kill your wife, sir? Fireworks.
Yeah. Vietnam flashback.
Yeah, it just happened.
Then that turned into PSD. It was a real thing, but back then it was a flashback. It was a joke. He's just remembering his days in Nam. He'll be all right.
All right, let's get into some basketball stuff. And I do want to talk about Tibbs in the next. We'll do that in the next segment. But I wanted to get into some numbers on the series that starts tomorrow. Indiana entered the regular season. What do you think their odds were to win the whole thing?
They were better than expected.
Going into the regular season.
Because I kind of picked them.
You did,
but. It wasn't like it was one of those, well, if everything works out, they weren't the best team, but they looked like a team that was, if they were going to take a step, this would be the year. I would say, when you're talking like 3-1, 2-1.
Yeah.
4-1, 5-1.
To win the finals?
Yeah.
The Pacers?
6-1, 8-1, 10-1. I mean, they weren't
66-1.
See, that's out there. I know, but that's still when you're looking at the Boston Celtics and the teams as constituted at the season began. I mean, I get it. That seems awfully long, though.
They are the longest shot of any team in the last 40 years to make the NBA Finals. 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah. They are the biggest surprise entrant into the NBA Finals in 40 years.
I didn't think they were that big of a long shot. Is it? I mean, they're
they
still
were
grouped in the top.
They were picked like 5th in the Eastern Conference. Wow. And then the idea that the Eastern Conference would win the finals anyway was kind of out there.
I can get that. Shoot, somebody's lots of Indiana fans looking to make some money.
The next closest team, if they won a title, the next closest team that won the title,
99 Spurs.
The 2015 Warriors were 28-1 going into the season.
What? From
well, they were dealing with some stuff. I'm shocked at how distant they were.
So okay, now here's the other thing. That was at the beginning of the regular season. What do you think their odds were once the playoffs started?
25 to 1?
80 to 1. Once the playoffs were set, they were like, there's no way they're going to beat Boston or beat Cleveland, then beat Boston.
You know what? You're right. And you're right. Looking against Cleveland and Boston, it looked insurmountable. You're
and then
right.
they didn't have to play Boston. The thought was anybody in the East was going to have to play Cleveland, Boston, then Oklahoma City. And it's like the idea of beating all three of those was just so absurd.
It still feels absurd.
It does. and Indiana, I say they lucked out. They didn't have to play all three of them because Boston crapped their pants, and now you just have to beat two of the three best teams in the league this year. The other teams to enter the finals at 20 to 1 or higher have gone 0-5 in the series, with all five of those teams lost in 6 games or less. Now,
4 games or 7 game series, best team wins. That's just how it happens.
The Pacers are currently 5 to 1 dogs. Since 1985, the favorites that are more than minus 400, the Thunder are minus 700 on the other side of that, are 30-3 in the conference and NBA finals combined. The upsets, the 2023 Heat beating the Celtics.
Yeah.
The 2009 Magic beat the Cavs, and the 04 Pistons over the Lakers.
I was in Orlando during that Magic run.
Yeah.
That year where they thought they were going to be great for next decade, and it all collapsed in one series. I mean, literally, when they lost that series, when they won the first round and they lost in that second round, and it took them another 10 years to come back.
Now, how many times do you think teams have been an underdog in the conference semifinals and the conference finals and then made it to the finals?
Never. Has it happened?
It has happened 7 times.
Wow, that's a lot more than I thought.
This is the 7th time. The Mavericks last year did it. Remember the Mavericks were dogs in the semifinals and the conference finals.
I forget the semis too. Being a dog in the semis and making it, that's the kicker.
The only time that a team has been an underdog in the conference semifinals and conference finals and then won the title.
Because that means you're coming in at a 6, 7, 8 seed.
Yeah. The Houston Rockets in 1995.
That's the one that's the David Robinson year.
Yeah. That was, nobody thought the Rockets were going to win and they played the Jazz, the Spurs, the Suns, and the Magic. And
even that was weird because in the Spurs series, nobody won a home game.
Yep.
I mean, it was just a crazy year for the Rockets. That's right.
The Pacers went into the regular season. Their win total was 46.5, which would be tied for the 7th lowest of any team to make the finals since 2000. The previous 7 teams to enter the finals after a win total of 46.5 or lower have all lost the series. The underdog in game 1, remember yesterday I said I made my wager. I'm on the Thunder. I wish I was heavier on the Thunder now that I saw this stat. The underdog in game 1 of the NBA Finals historically have gone 2-18 straight up, 3-17 against the spread since 2005, 4-25 straight up, 8-21 against the spread since 1996. In the last 20 years, if you've got an underdog that is 5 or more points in game 1, those teams are 0-12 straight up, 1-11 against the spread. The last time an underdog of more than 5 points won game 1 of the finals was in 2004 when the Pistons beat the Lakers. They were 8-point dogs.
You get lost in these numbers, though. I mean, but they tell a story for sure.
They do. I mean, they just tell you what kind of a hill there is to climb.
I have so many questions like, what's the record when both teams have a week off? What's the record when the dog team has more time off or less time off? There's some other variables that play into this. But it's just kind of reaffirming I don't need the numbers to know how difficult this is going to be. I've seen what OKC can do, and you just know that it's going to be an imminent thing. They just seem to be rolling. And I guess that's a consistent part of those numbers is when you're a dog, especially coming out of a weaker conference, and you fought your way through a weaker conference. It's just you've done all you can do. You're just undermanned and overwhelmed.
This is shocking to me because we talked about the total a little bit yesterday in this game. The total in game one right now is sitting at 230.5, 231, depending on where you look. This would be, since 1990, this would be the second total in an NBA Finals game, any game, not just a game one, any NBA Finals game to have a total of 230 or higher since 1990. The only other time, Game 5 in 2017 between the Warriors and Cavs, the total was 231. And that ended up being, it was a 129-120 win.
And we had a
for
couple
the
of games to see the offensive trends. We knew that was a good line because we'd seen the 3 games prior. That's why this line, from having this time off, you start questioning whether.
I think I have to bet the under.
I still feel like if you believe at all in Indiana, you got to bet the over. But if you have no belief, like you don't, you got to go under because what made OKC great? It's that man-to-man defense. They shut running teams down. So, no, if you have any thought at all that Indiana has a prayer, you better bet the over because they can't win any other way.
You know what? Let's hit a break so I can stay on track. But I've got some more numbers about the Pacers that you might be interested in. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's middle of the week. I hope you're feeling physically fine because the honeydew list is just around the corner. If you came into the week sore, if there's something bothering you, painful, that keeps you just out of your everyday life, there's a better life waiting for you. Stop and get yourself fixed. So many of us think we got to live with those frozen shoulders and that lower back issue that if I just lay okay for a day or two, I'll get over it. And if I just take this week off and don't do all that stuff, eventually I'll feel good enough to get going. Don't live that life. Arasti is here to help. They're all around San Antonio. Brand new providers added every day. Highly trained medical professionals with one goal in mind, and that's to get you out of pain in a way you might not have considered. Because so many of us think pain mediation it involves pills to hide it or some kind of surgery, a long-time procedure to get rid of it. No, your body can fix itself. Arasti is proof. I had lower back issues. Let me tell you, they went to work in 3 visits. I was back in the game. And I had not felt that good in years. Soft tissue injuries, sprains or strains, frozen shoulder, bad hips, those kind of things get fixed and fixed fast with Arasti. They're all around, and the easy way to find them is to go to their website, Arasti.com. They got a map of all the providers there, or you can go ahead and call them. It's 1-800-404-6050. Website, Arasti.com. Listen close. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix. It's called Arasti. Call them now and thank me later.
Progressive knows owning a home can be hard, but not always. Like when you're relaxing on your patio, enjoying a nice, quiet evening. So quiet. Except for the sound of the neighbor's party. Which you said you'd go to if you weren't busy. And your quiet night on the patio, that's not exactly busy, is it? Maybe you should just stay inside. At least Progressive's Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance is the easiest part of owning a home. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-471-9773. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-471-9773. 800-471-9773. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-471-9773 or biglou.com. That's 800-471-9773 or biglou.com.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at ungc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Mics are on during commercials?
I turned them off.
Whoops.
They were off.
That's not over air. We can say
it's just on the
want.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I was complaining about a place that will remain unnamed. I went to a pizza place last night and got a large pizza. And it comes out, it looks great. It's hot. But they don't give you one of the pizza shovels to serve your pizza. Like, you know those triangle things on a stick that you like scoop up a piece and put it on your plate? Yeah. No. They just leave the pizza there for you and they're like, "Oh yeah, we don't have those."
Tough it out.
Just use your hands. Well, all right.
Be a tough guy.
Guess I can. It says over the air too. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we didn't. I hope we didn't say any bad words, some naughty words. But if we did, that wasn't us. That was some other people. Those other dudes who took over our airwaves. All right. Here's some things about the Pacers, Rob. The Pacers are 11-5 against the spread entering the finals. They've gone 7-3 straight up and against the spread as underdogs this year. 6-2 straight up and against the spread on the road in the playoffs this year, which is pretty impressive. When they are coming off a loss in this year's playoffs, which they aren't right now, obviously. It's game one, and the way the playoffs work is you had to have won your last game to have a game one. They are 4-0 straight up and against the spread in their next game, covering by 18.5 points per game in those matchups.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Thunder win game one, the way the Pacers have played, game two has been the game where they're coming back strong. The Pacers are 6-1 against the second half spread when they're trailing at the half. Which is pretty impressive, too. They have been captain comeback. Indiana has trailed by 15 or more points at any point in the game 7 times in these playoffs, and they are 4-3 straight up in those games.
That will be over against Oklahoma City. You
that
go
is
that
an
far down.
incredible.
Well, I mean, that just shows the reason they're here. You shouldn't – if you're down by 20, good teams beat you. And, that's just – but this playoff in the East has been so wild, and that's another reason why OKC is such a prohibitive favorite. You look at these teams, and you're not going to come back from 19 down against Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
You're just not. They play too good a defense, and they pick up fouls better. They stop the clock. They stop the bleeding better than anybody. So you can't afford that. And Indiana goes to sleep in games. They have all playoff all season long. They just figured out how to wake up in the playoffs.
These are some crazy numbers on the Thunder. I had no idea this was the case. I'm not typically a huge NBA bettor. I mean, every once in a while I'll fall in love with a team and I'll start throwing some money down, but I wish I would have known this. The Thunder, over the last 4 seasons, the Thunder against the spread are 208, 140, and 9, which is just under 60%. If you bet $100 on the Thunder plus or minus the points every game for the last 4 years, you would be up over $5,000.
It's better than the market.
Now, if you bet the next closest team that if you bet $100 on every one of their games would
they'll win and cover
in the last 4 years, not just to cover.
Just
so
to
when
cover.
they're dogs, you bet them
yeah.
to cover the spread. When they're favorites, you bet them. If you bet $100 on the Celtics every game for the last 4 years, you would be up $677 over the last 4 years. So think about that. Over $5,000 for the Thunder. The next closest is the Celtics at $677.
What's the break even? 53%?
52.6 or something like that.
53, you're making money.
Yeah.
And they're running 60%.
They're running 60%.
That's better than the market, man.
It's crazy.
That's literally stock market numbers.
The Thunder this year, including the playoffs, are 61, 35, and 1 against the spread. That is the best of any team entering the finals in the last 30 years. The Thunder have faced 31 teams from the Eastern Conference this season. Well, not 31 teams, but they've played 31 games against the Eastern Conference. They are 29-2 straight up in those games. They are 23-6-2 against the spread, which that mark is 79.3%. That would be the best over a full season since 2000, when the Rockets finished at 82.8%. The Thunder coming into this series have covered 9 straight games against Eastern Conference opponents. And you got to imagine the Thunder would be pretty hefty favorites against all those Eastern Conference teams in every game. So these are wild, wild numbers. The Thunder were, how many times do you think the Thunder were underdogs this season? Including the playoffs.
5, 6 max.
4 times this season they were underdogs. That is the 5th fewest in the last 30 years. The other 4, the 97 Bulls, 0. Which is, think about that. You go a whole year, you're never an underdog on the road even.
You got Michael. Wow. You got Michael.
But you got to think, you're playing the second best team in the league on the road. You're underdog 0 times.
You got Michael. Another argument for the greatest, for the GOAT.
The 96 Bulls, 3. The 2017 Warriors, 3. 2024 Celtics, 3. All 4 of those teams, what they have in common, they all won a title. On the other side, how many times do you think Indiana's been an underdog this year?
30, 40 times, yeah.
44.
41 times.
Almost.
Which is the most of any team in the finals in the last 30 years.
About every road game.
I mean, it's unbelievable. And the last number, Oklahoma City is beating their opponents by, 2 things. First, we'll do this one. The Thunder won their 80th game of the season last night. Only 4 teams in history have won at least 80 games before getting to the NBA Finals. That is the 2015-16 Warriors, the 96-97 Bulls, 95-96 Bulls. All obviously, no, one of them did not win a title. Remember, the Warriors did not win the title that year. But OKC, besides winning all their games, is dominating all their games. Over the course of the season and the playoffs, they are beating their opponents by an average margin of 12.9 points per game. That is the highest mark of any team in NBA history. Only 4 teams in history have had a 12 or more points per game margin. The 72 Lakers had a 12.3. The 71 Bucks were a 12.3. And the 96 Bulls were a 12.2. All 3 of those teams also won the title. This is a historically just dominant squad.
And I think it's not about the numbers. Obviously, the numbers pile up. They just didn't get the recognition, the credit this year.
They don't, and I'm not really sure why.
And it's not like they're not pounding people into the dirt. They are. It's not like they're winning easy and not covering. They're covering spreads. They're beating the doors off teams.
I'll tell you why,
let
Rob.
People come back. Well, it's because they're in Oklahoma City.
Yes. Well, I mean, the Bucks were in Milwaukee, but the Bucks had Wilt Chamberlain or Kareem. Like when you've got Kareem or you've got Wilt or you've got Jordan, it's real easy to look and go, yeah, they're dominant. Shea isn't that yet. He's not looked at like that yet.
He will be next year.
I mean, it's entirely possible because what the Thunder have done this season is it is something that you like. I'm surprised more people. I mean, everybody keeps telling me like, "Oh, you're overrating this team," and maybe I am. Like, they could lose this series, and I'd have a bunch of egg on my face. But the numbers so far say that this is one of the most dominant teams in the history of the NBA, and nobody seems to be thinking of them like that.
No. I mean, the numbers tell us, but I feel like they haven't been tested because they're so good, so they couldn't be tested. It's one of those things you're trying to find a reason not to believe the numbers.
Then how the hell is a team like the Pacers going to test them?
Well, they're not. I mean, you hope to steal a game. You hope for an injury. You hope for a disqualification. You hope for things like a Halliburton shot to win a game early. I mean, you hope for those little miracles that add up to an upset. And we talk about it over and over. The more ifs you got, the longer the odds. And there's a lot of ifs for Indiana. If this can happen, if Mathurin can continue to score, and if Miles can drop 4 shots a game, and if both guards can average 20 and 5, then that's too many ifs.
I think
too
so,
many
man.
ifs.
I think so. B. Hannon says SGA will be Tatum after they win. I think if they win, SGA's a tier ahead of Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's not
this?
B. Hannon.
Hannon, he is Tim Duncan. This is a train that has left the station and headed to greatness, man. There's no slowing this down because there's no issue with him. There's nothing that you look at him and go, there's any reason for you not to expect another 6-7 years of this. Just consistent 30, 10, 5, and 4 whenever he wants it. And include 15 free throws a game in that too.
Yeah.
And it's eminently repeatable, and he's on a team that will graciously lift him to greatness. Will happily carry him across and let him be the MVP. I wish I'd ever been on a team that looked at their star the way they look at Shai Gilgeous. They love that guy.
Like when I see Jason Tatum, I ask myself all the time, like, is this guy really that good? I don't know.
His skill set is ridiculous. The separation between the two is neck up. I will not question anything about Tatum's game, but neck up, there's a difference.
You know what? I saw something last night on Instagram, and it was one of these old school NBA guys sitting around doing an interview, and he was talking about Kobe, and he's like, the most gangster bleep I ever saw was Kobe. He went down, and it was when he tore his Achilles, and he's like, he said. Kobe was pissed off because he thought somebody kicked him. And he's like, it turns out nobody kicked him. That was his Achilles blowing. And he limped to the line, made his 2 free throws, and then limped off, and he looked like a 1974 pimp limping off the court. Yeah. And then it said, go back and look at what happens when Jason Tatum blows his Achilles.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like rolling around and screaming and crying on the floor, and then they have to wheel him out in a wheelchair. What a baby. They said, Kobe Bryant, he said he would have killed himself before you let him put him in a wheelchair and roll him off the court.
No, I agree with that.
Like, there is something to that dog mentality that always makes me just question how good Jason Tatum can really be, because he just seems soft to me.
Soft is a relative term, but there is a process by which Gilgeous plays that emotion has nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
I mean he's a robot, Terminator, and other guys rely on emotion. And when you rely on emotion, you're on a roller coaster, and that tends to give you days when the emotion ain't there and you look soft. You're just not physically or mentally into it. And that's never going to be an issue with Gilgeous. Just like Tim, it didn't matter. He knew how to do it, and he was just going to go do it.
Well, Tim and Kawhi.
Well, yeah,
like,
there's
both of those guys that are just like
run at a level. It's not up, it's not down. It's just them, and it's that level all the time.
And particularly when Kawhi was great, Kawhi's still good, but when Kawhi was great, he did feel like a robot.
Well, he learned from. I mean, he watched the greatest do it, and he was brought in because the same mental traits were there. I mean, those guys just run at a different level than guys like Tatum, and we can name other great stars that have off nights.
Claymore says, of course, OKC is overlooked because they have yet to hoist a trophy, which they will shortly. Maybe you're right. Maybe when inevitably when this season ends, maybe they get the right amount of flowers.
No, it's not going to happen.
But if
I'm as a Spur fan, it never happens.
But imagine,
it doesn't matter,
dude. Imagine if you took this entire Oklahoma City team and you put them all in Lakers jerseys. The media would.
It would never go away. They're never going to get their due. As Spur fans, we know.
The Spurs didn't get their due ever.
And you can win 2 out of 3. You can win 5. No, as long as you're not in a media market, they'll always find a reason to find another team that's better than you until you beat them.
Yeah, I do think that it's going to be hard for them to get the flowers they deserve.
Need this. This is what fueled the Spurs. This is what fueled us getting looked over. Like, hey, we're going to prove it to you yet again. We're tired of being overlooked. OKC's not there yet. They're the darlings. But in about 3 years, they're going to be the team that's forever overlooked because the Lakers went and made a stupid deal and got Luka, or something else happened out there, and their machine is just going to keep on rolling.
Chris says most NBA teams suck. That's why OKC looks great.
Well, in the broadest sense, that is the one part of the NBA that is different than it was back in the 90s and in the early 2000s. We have more player movement now. You have teams that are actively trying to tank 5 every year. Where before, tanking was not. It happened every year, but it was normally just one team. It ain't 5. So the league is a little bit swayed toward easier victories and spreads and things like that than it used to be. But that should in no way change.
Then why isn't there another team winning by 13 points per game?
So don't take away from the fact that they're destroying what is a league that has been built to not for mediocrity, but for parity. But to have parity, you're going to have more mediocrity. That's what parity is. So a league full of very good is very different than a league full of 5 greats and 25 average, wannabes. That's not what the league is anymore. We got 3 great, 10 wannabes, and 10 teams actively trying to find a way out of the situation they're in. It's a very different league than it was 20 years ago.
Jose says, SGA will never be Tim Duncan. Timmy came into the league winning. Well, Timmy showed up in a pretty unique circumstance.
And that was 25 years ago, brother.
With a Hall of Famer on his team.
It was a different world and a different thing. No, he ain't going to be Tim, but Shea doesn't want to be Tim. So the comparison is the way that he fits on a team as the greatest in the world at the same time. The way that he can function as literally the greatest player in the world and have the other 4 dudes on the court feel like they're part of the game too, that they are as important as anything else. It's not like Jordan where he was alone, go win it, and if you have problems, call me. That's kind of the Jordan. Yeah. This is a team that even though they got the MVP, they got 4 functioning great parts who without you feel like if I wasn't there, we might lose. That's not the case, but everybody feels that way.
Frank says this is the only chance for OKC. Wemby's coming. OKC has to win now because Wemby's about to close a lot of championship windows.
I love the attitude. I love it.
It's a nice thought, but
hey, maybe right. But
what I'll tell you is Oklahoma City isn't looking at San Antonio and shaking in their boots.
No, not yet. No, and I don't want them to. But that's the thought process that, nothing's permanent. Nothing lasts. But Boston before, Denver before, we felt like, we didn't feel like Denver was imminent for a long run.
But right now, there's a bunch of teams between OKC and San Antonio that – Oklahoma City's not even there. Like San Antonio's not even in their thought process.
Yeah, we're a fly around a candle, man. No one cares about us yet.
And this is the other thing, and this will be an unpopular opinion here, but I'll give it anyway. If I would say the odds are stacked against Wemby that he will be as good of a player as Tim Duncan ever was, or as good of a player as SGA could end up being.
Well,
like it would, like so far we're like you've got a piece of clay and you're saying, oh, this is going to be the statue.
If you're going
David.
to tell me that he might not measure up to the greatest power forward to ever set foot on the court, okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like everyone's assuming this guy is going to be.
Well, he's going to be. Barring injury, I mean, I know that there's a lot of vagaries.
So was Andrew Wiggins. So there's been a lot of these guys.
No, this is different. This is different.
Okay.
I mean, it is. It literally is. I mean, no one has ever been able to do what he can do. There's a lot of guys that can jump and run and do stuff. No one's been able to do that. So I do think that, yeah, there's an imminent. Everybody can. He could wake up tomorrow and not want to play anymore. Thrombosis could take his career away. But I mean, everybody who knows anything, who's seen this, goes, yeah. I saw it when LeBron came down the road. I saw it when Kevin Durant came down the road, and I'm seeing it again. I mean, and everybody who says it says the same thing about him, and they say the same thing about Flagg. We just happen to have run in a couple of years where we got some truly generational dudes showing up.
Well, not everybody said it about Kevin Durant, remember, because
those that knew did.
Greg Oden went number 1 in the draft.
But Greg Oden looked 50. I mean, yes, just because you went number 1, years are different. But there are times when guys come down the pike where everybody looks at them and goes, I know what greatness looks like. That's it.
Well,
and we said it when we saw Shea, and we're saying it when we see Wemby, and we say it when we see Cooper Flagg. I know he's young, and I know there's a long way to go, but I know what greatness looks like, and that is it.
Well, I don't think anybody said it about Shea when he first got to the league. I think it took.
No, you're right. There wasn't the imminence there, but obviously Oklahoma City did. You know what I mean? They made the deal. They made the trade. And no, he didn't come as highly touted.
Right.
But when we saw Tim the first time, yeah, that's great. That's going to last a long time. That's really, really good. And most of those dudes that when we saw them the first time, they panned out.
Yeah, because I mean, Shea wouldn't have been the 11th pick in the draft or whatever he was if everybody looked at him and said, "Oh, that's right. An easy." Mo Bamba wouldn't have gone top 5 the year or top 6, whatever it was, the year that Shea was drafted. If everybody knew. DeAndre Ayton wouldn't have been the first pick in the draft.
And all those guys made big splashes in college, and you felt like it could, maybe, will be, kind of, maybe. But there's never been a question about the truly greats. When you looked at them the first time and said, well, the world just changed.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, obviously, as someone who's working here, I want to see Wemby blossom into Tim Duncan, David Robinson, every other great.
He is. I mean, we lost the second half of the season, but the numbers didn't lie. I mean, he was blocking more shots and hitting threes and dribbling and doing some things that no one's ever done before. So,
but you know what, Rob? Look at Joel Embiid.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to be on the court. You got to be available.
And Joel Embiid, let's face it, Joel Embiid's another one of these dudes who has all the talent in the world, and there's not a lot of guys his size who can do the things that he does.
The comparison's very different. I mean, Embiid's never been able to stay on the court, ever. I mean, he was hurt in Kansas. He was a part of the process in Philly forever. There's always been that question.
Well, Wemby's 2 for 2.
Well, yeah, the trend is not good, but they're not like out for an entire year because of weird feet. You know, like this is a thrombotic issue. Like, wow.
I do think there is, like, it's the same thing about Yao. When I saw Yao play, I was like, oh my God, this guy is so incredible. He can change the face of the league. Like, he can do things that no one this big has ever been able to do.
For 5 years, he did.
But
feet, yeah, it ruined him.
Giants get hurt, and it's unfortunate, but that's a terrifying thing. That's why when I say, like,
you got to be worried about Chet too. Then,
oh, for sure.
You don't seem to carry the same concern for him, though.
I do, but the hopes and dreams of Oklahoma City don't ride on Chet Holmgren.
About 30% of it does. I mean,
Chet isn't their savior.
Well,
Wemby is looked at as the savior of San Antonio. I don't have the same concerns about Shea that I do about Wemby. Like, that's a different. Chet, absolutely. I mean, Chet's got the same. He's got worse of an injury history already than Wemby. Like they've.
I mean, we're splitting hairs on this. The imminence of Wemby is apparent, and Shea had to earn it. I mean, but
agreed. All right, Jeff, this guy is the biggest hater I've ever heard on this show. Everything he says is negative. Please bring back R.J. Ochoa or Rudy J.
Happy guys.
Well, I'm not trying to be negative, but there's a reason why Oklahoma City's in the finals and historically good, and the Spurs didn't make the playoffs or the play-in. Like,
I mean,
there's a gap, Jeffo. And if you don't see that, I'm sorry that I'm not bringing all the sunshines and rainbows that you want and saying Spurs are the best team. The Spurs, if the Spurs played 7 games against the Thunder, they'd win. Woohoo! Don't be ridiculous, Jeffo. Give me a break. All right. Rob, I need to know about Bunk and Biscuit.
Yeah, Bunk and Biscuit. My new friends out on 35. I went over to Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit. They're the official pet resort of the San Antonio Sports Star yesterday to just kind of check it out. They're right there on 35, just outside of 1604. You take the Olympia Parkway exit. They're over on the east side of the highway. What a perfect place for your babies. I'll tell you what, I went in there for the first time, and I've never seen a happier bunch of dogs in my life. Great play areas. They've got everything you need to take care of your babies. Whether it's a daily trip to the daycare or you're going out of town, you can rest assured you're getting the very best care by people that love your babies, your pets, your cats, your dogs. They're taking care of them. You want a full day spa treatment? You want to cuddle in a book? Every dog gets a treat. They got a great play area. I was so impressed. There will be no other place that my babies go to than Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit. Now, how you find out about them? The best way I would recommend is to go look at them. Go see what they've got to offer. You are going to be so impressed with the facilities. Everything is clean, cameras everywhere. You want to check up on your doggy during the day, they've got it. Early pickup, late takeoff, and all the add-ons. They've got cuddles and books, individual playtime, puppy postcards during the day, and you can watch them play while they're there. Nobody's more important than your babies. Take your dogs to the very best. That's Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit out there on 35. Call them today, 210-655-2865. You'll be thanking me later, I'm sure.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a few trouble spots as you head into your morning commute. Highway 90 westbound just past Nogalitos. That stall's been moved off to the shoulder. Another stall at 410 eastbound 35. Definitely slowing down along 410 northbound Rigsby to W.W. White. As you make your way along 1604 eastbound Bandera Road to I-10, 5-6 minutes. A 20-minute ride on 1604 westbound from I-10 all the way over to 281. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today. There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start June 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Have you ever closed your eyes and pictured owning a piece of the Texas coast? Ocean views, world-class fishing off of Matagorda Bay?
Well, dream no more. This Saturday, June 7th, Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point is dropping the final release of these incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1 to 3 acre properties, all with ocean access for just $49.9. You heard correctly, $49.9. This gated community has a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch, even boat and RV storage, plus paved roads and underground utilities. It's the whole shebang. It's all happening this Saturday, June 7th. 1 to 3 acres with ocean access, just $49.9. Yes, just $49.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing. Don't wait another minute. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Texas coastal land has never been this affordable.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, UTSA baseball is a hot topic, and we're going to talk to their athletic director. Lisa Campos joins us at 5:15.
Plus, we will have the latest on Project Marvel.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Jay Alvarado says the Wemby to Wiggins comparison is blasphemy.
It kind of was. It kind of was.
Dude, people forget how big of a prospect Andrew Wiggins was.
I mean, but those guys come out every. I mean, he was Anthony Edwards.
He was not.
Andrew Wiggins was. You know why he was big? Why they talked? Because he was Canadian. He was coming out of Canada, and everybody thought, well, you know, the Great White North. There was some hype. There was, but not like Wemby. Dude, we knew when Wemby was 12 years old.
Between LeBron and Zion, there was no prospect that was looked at more of a can't miss than Andrew Wiggins.
I don't remember that. I mean, maybe to some. I mean, the guy could jump out of the gym, but there had never been anything. He hadn't done anything. You know, he came right out of high school.
Well, I mean, who had done anything?
Well, I mean, Wemby on the international scene, we've been watching him since he was 12. I mean, we knew this 7'4", and same with Chet. I mean, we've been watching these dudes come. Wiggins just was at a time when, you know, he was following around the Anthony Bennett draft. I mean, there wasn't a lot of dudes coming out right about that time. And he did have unlimited, and still does have some potential.
Yeah. B. Hannon asked if we take phone calls. Of course we do. Of course we do. We don't do it very often. And have a take, don't suck. You know the deal.
Swinging on the vine.
Yeah, we rock it here in the jungle.
More of a brigade bar morning show.
Yeah, B. Hannon says Luka greater than Wemby.
Right now, yeah.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? And if Wemby in his career ends up being just as good as Luka is, that's a massive win.
Yeah.
Like so many guys come in with hype and guys that expectations. It's so hard to actually meet those things. I mean, the guy I just mentioned, Zion, is a great example. I don't know. Zion, it's at this point, it's going to be almost impossible for Zion to meet the expectations that he came into the league with.
No, he can't. There's no way he'll ever be able to because of the things that he's gone through. I mean, the things that we were worried about came true.
Yeah.
You know?
Yao Ming was never able. I mean, Yao Ming was great. Don't get me wrong. Yao Ming had a great career.
For 5 years, man, he
but
was.
Yao Ming did not live up to what the expectations were of Yao Ming.
And that wasn't his fault.
No.
It just didn't.
It is what it is. I mean, you could say the same thing about Joel Embiid. I know people for whatever reason, people don't want to consider Joel Embiid a great player. Joel Embiid's like a two-time scoring leader, an MVP. He's finished top 2 in the MVP 3 times. He's an all-defense team. Like, this is a great, great player. Yet people now look at him like he's a washed-up has-been because he's had a couple years of injuries.
His best ability is availability.
Yes. Attendance is part of the grade. But that's just the deal, man. Like, you can have all the hype in the world. You can have all the expectations in the world. It's really hard to meet it. And obviously, when you get a guy like Wemby or you get a guy like Cooper Flagg, you're always going to take your shot because the ceiling is what you're aiming for. And the ceiling on those guys is top 10 players of all time. The amount of those guys that make it to that is much, much lower.
That's why there's only 10 of them.
Yeah, and a lot of them didn't have those expectations, when they started. Hell, I mean, Michael Jordan was the 3rd pick in the draft. So it's and that could be some organizational
one of them you could
inadequacy.
justify. One of them you could justify. One of them, I mean, the dream you could. All right,
yeah, I get it.
Sam,
yeah,
sorry, old Sammy Bowie.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, Portland.
I was too young to know like what kind of a player Sam Bowie was in college.
He was. You got to keep in mind he was a part of a Twin Towers out of Kentucky with a guy named Mel Turpin.
Okay,
Dinner Bell Mel. So you had fat and you had skinny. Sam had potential, but that was crazy. I mean, to take him over, you could
so
maybe
even at the time,
justify
people were like,
taking
"That's
him
insane."
over Akeem. You could have maybe justified if you're looking for a post, but to take him over Akeem and Michael, everybody knew that was a mistake.
So when he went before Michael, everybody knew it was.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, again, Akeem was coming out, and he was. You could justify Akeem over Michael. You could look at the two and go, to justify Bowie over either one of them.
So even at the time, people were like, "This is insane."
Yeah, if you took Akeem over Michael, everybody go, I kind of see.
Yeah,
it.
It's do you like
Bowie over the both? Dude, you're brain dead.
Yeah. All right. Halfway there, friends. I'm going to give away some tickets to Alice Cooper and Judas Priest on the other side. Oh, how about that?
We're already done 2 hours.
I know.
Warmed up yet.
Yep. Halfway there on a hump day. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
O'Reilly. Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free in or out of your vehicle. We can help you find the best battery for your vehicle and budget. O'Reilly Auto Parts has batteries starting at just $89.99. Get your battery tested for free today at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start June 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-351-4596. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-351-4596. 800-351-4596. 800-351-4596.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment.
School's out, summer's in, and that vacation countdown is officially on. But what about your four-legged MVP? Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma has your furry family member covered. Daycare, boarding, grooming, and training, they've got it all. They're built for your pet's health, happiness, and tail-wagging good times. If you're in the military, your teacher, or your first responder, they've got barking good exclusive discounts. So go ahead, book that trip, hit the beach, crush your summer plans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit has your pet in good hands. Because home away from home isn't just for humans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits in Selma.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a few stalls as you head into your morning commute. Loop 410 southbound Medina Base Road. That stalls off to the shoulder. Another at 410 southbound Old Pearsall Road. I-10 westbound Ackerman. That stall is off to your shoulder. Slowing down 410 northbound from Rigsby to North W.W. White. Stop and go along I-10 eastbound FM 1516 over to Trainer Hale Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
On the eve of the NBA Finals, the recently exited New York Knicks have fired their head coach, Tom Thibodeau, after 5 seasons. He was 226 and 174 with 4 playoff series wins. He won more playoff series than any other Knicks coach since 2000. In the NFL, Cowboys OTAs continue, and some news coming from head coach Brian Schottenheimer. He says his expectation was that Micah Parsons would be there for next week's mandatory OTAs. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
8:01 on a hump day.
Hump day?
That's right. What's that, Joe Reinagle?
Hump day?
What?
Hump day?
Oh.
ABB.
Did they take down that picture of John Redcorn yesterday?
I think so. Gone. I don't even see it in here.
We had an in memoriam picture of John Redcorn hung up in the studio.
Yeah.
And those guys on the Blitz, they're such...
They just hate.
They're hating ass haters, man. They really are. It's like, oh.
Well, it turns out, I don't wish ill on anybody, but sounds like Redcorn might have brought it on himself.
Yeah, but listen,
there'd
man.
been some trouble in that neighborhood.
But we didn't want him to die.
No one needs to be dead. But
poor John Redcorn.
I'm not really surprised.
No.
From what I've been reading.
No, it is an unsurprising revelation, but. If we post a picture of John Redcorn up here in the studio, like, what's the harm of leaving it up for a couple days? Yeah. It's not a permanent thing. We didn't put it in a frame.
Well, not yet.
But then they keep taking down.
I know. You put it on your microphone.
Keep taking down our kitty cat.
Yeah. I don't think they know what to do with it.
I mean, just leave it there.
Alone. I don't know
leave
why
it right
they
there.
feel the need
It's
to-
the perfect place for it. What's wrong with that right there?
See? Perfect.
They want to have that coyote in that spot, which he doesn't even fit there because the coyote should go with the
other
Tony
spur.
and Tim. Yeah.
Right.
And then this Rangers fella here, Corey Seager, that doesn't look anything like Corey Seager, by the way. I mean,
Well,
not at
close
all.
enough.
And the World Series championship trophy.
That makes sense there.
Wow.
And the ring. That should go on this side. Maybe what they want is the ring next to Corey Seager. And then Kitty Big Balls right here next to the Cowboys.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well.
Just like that.
The two corpses. The Cowboys and the kitty.
Yeah. That's right. What it is.
1 or 11 says every party has their pooper. That's why we invited Jason and Joe.
Every party has their pooper.
And there you have it.
Ours is Vic. He's our official.
And if you
pooper.
don't know who the pooper is, it's you.
Oh, for sure. For sure. All right. Rin says, I heard the Blitz folks are going to frame a picture of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark just to irk the morning cuddle. Well, I don't have any problem with that. I'm a big advocate of lady basketball. I don't know what you guys heard different.
Have you seen that the 30 for 30 that the fake one that they're making about Angel's free throw shooting or her layups?
Oh my God!
The quest. It should be funny.
I remember the other day you said something about Angel Reese not being very good, and Claymore got really upset about it and like pointed at some of her stats. I get that everybody's going to have a negative highlight reel because, I mean, there's people who will post on Instagram a minute-long clip of LeBron having these mistakes. Now, you got to remember, LeBron's been in the league for
25
years.
So.
Angel Reese has played about 25 games, but, I mean, it's
a tough watch. It really is.
It really is horrific.
Anybody who hasn't watched her, go to your local middle school and go watch the 8th grade girls basketball team. And there'll be one girl that grabs every rebound but can't shoot.
Yeah.
That's Angel Reese, she's getting paid lots of money and is now a star with the complete inability to shoot. Like, can't dribble, can't shoot, hustles her ass off, grabs a rebound, but that is it, a one-trick pony.
Now, when you say can't shoot, you mean like can't shoot.
She can't shoot layups. She can't shoot free throws, underhand, overhand, jump shot, set shot. It ain't going in, man. It just... But she's got one eye open, and it's the wrong one.
Well, her lashes are holding down the other one.
She isn't. There has never been a more apt comparison than Dennis Rodman.
Yeah,
but
I was going to say.
But she's more like like if you took the worst of Andre Drummond, and Mitchell Robinson, and their shooting skills, but you kept the rebounding abilities. That's her. I mean, she's an eraser. She gets every rebound, but that's it. Literally it. She doesn't play defense. Well, she stands tall, but she doesn't move her feet. She doesn't run. She doesn't hustle, but she'll grab every rebound. So if that's all that matters, yeah, you got a Hall of Famer.
It's like like back in the days when plumbers were in the NBA. Like that's what it feels like. Like how do you?
She's the Mark Olberding of modern WNBA.
Hey, man, kudos to you.
Mark right now is driving like, hey I could shoot.
Yeah.
Here's a list of NBA players in the history of time with at least 12,000 field goal attempts. What do you think the lowest percentage is?
12,000?
Yeah. So these are people who have played a lot of basketball.
Lowest probably be in the low 40s.
The lowest is 37.5.
Okay, almost there.
The name is going to surprise you, I think. Bob Cousy.
Oh, yeah.
Dolph Shays was at 38%.
He was a bruiser.
Jason Kidd, 40%.
Couldn't shoot.
Jerry Stackhouse, 41%.
Couldn't shoot.
Jamal Crawford, 41%.
Well, he just shot too much.
Yeah.
Jamal could shoot. There's a volume problem with him.
Oh, here's a good one. Antoine Walker, 41.5.
Another volume issue. He could shoot.
Richie Guerin, 41.6.
Richie Guerin. He was a dead eye, but he never shot closer than 25 feet.
Lou Williams, 41.9.
Volume issues.
Nate Thurman, 42.1.
Couldn't shoot.
Paul Arizin, 42.1.
Another bruiser.
But you know what? Hey, there's some names on this list. 13th all time, 42.5, Allen Iverson. You take him.
Well, who else was going to shoot it?
43.1, Elgin Baylor.
Well, another. Who else was going to shoot it but me?
Yeah. T-Mac, 43.5.
It's one of those problems when you can dunk so well, you didn't ever learn how to shoot.
Yeah. Why learn to shoot? Steph Marbury, 43.3. So it's, I don't know what Angel Reese's field goal percentage is, but
it ain't 40%.
It can't be. It can't be. And again, she doesn't have quite 12,000 attempts yet. She does have 12,000 rebounds.
In 25 years.
Yeah. All right. Where were we going next? Where did I want to go?
I wanted to talk Tibbs.
That's where I wanted to go next. Thank you. Was it yesterday or the day before we were playing audio from Jalen Brunson? He was like, "Are you kidding?
Well,
are you kidding? What do you mean? Do I think he's the guy? Obviously, I think he's the guy." And now
I wonder if he was consulted. I wonder if he had something coming. This is such a strange move. It can be justified if it was any other franchise than the Knicks. If there was any other franchise out there that was knocking on the door and you go, maybe it is Tibbs. Maybe it is, or maybe he's the very reason we're here. We'll find out. But I do know this, that the Knicks should not have done what they did. That was a dumb idea. And it's not so much because Tibbs didn't deserve it. He might very well have. But this is the 19th coach they've had since 2000. He's the winningest coach since Pat Riley. All the numbers show that he is the guy that produces, but on the other side of that coin, no one likes him. No one's ever liked Tibbs. I mean, the players don't like him, the owner doesn't like him, fans don't like him, but he produces. In New York, you're not supposed to like New York. You're supposed to hate those guys. They might very well be the worst run organization
ever.
In basketball, maybe not in all the sports, but they can afford, they're so rich, they can wallpaper over just all of these mistakes. They can just pay their way to mediocrity. Most teams would be, if Utah acted the way that the Knicks have acted over the last 22 years, Utah wouldn't have won 50 games since 2000 because they don't have the money to go out and just do what New York does. Dolan is an idiot. I mean, truly, trust fund baby, this is a toy to me. Who has hired 19 coaches in 26, 25 years?
Wild.
That's beyond Steinbrenner. Remember how Steinbrenner was? It's outrageous that they're here. Now, in a vacuum, Tibbs was going to be fired the moment they lost to the Pistons, but they won. Then he was going to be fired the moment they lost to Boston, but they won. So they had to wait for him to finally lose. He was doomed. He was doomed from the start.
Now, there are guys who people will say, oh, yeah, he's a good coach, but he's got a shelf life of how long you can be around him before you need a change. You know who I heard that about a lot? A guy who's here now locally in San Antonio, Wade Phillips. I used to always hear Wade Phillips is a good coach for about 2 years, 3 years, and then you got to find somebody different. If Wade Phillips is your long-term solution, you're gonna have some struggles. But Wade Phillips, if you want to turn things around in a year or two, he can do it. And I think part of it is Tibbs wants his guys to play really hard.
No, he demands it.
Yeah.
And then not only does he demand that you play really hard, he wants you to subjugate your offense for defense, and he only picks 8 dudes to play. And then if you're not in that rotation, you ain't playing.
But here's the thing. That is more palatable if and when you win with it. Bill Belichick was not always a popular head coach amongst players, but you deal with it because you keep getting rings out of it. It's like, wow.
And they are winning. They're winning now more than
but they're not winning titles.
Well, I mean, you make it this far in 2 years. He's been there 5. The last 2 years, you've been competitive. You made some moves. No one likes Tibbs. But you don't hire Tibbs to be a nice dude. He's the guy that's going to get your team together, bonk their heads like coconuts, and go, this is how it's going to be, and if you don't like it, you're going to sit and watch. The proof is in the product. They are winning series. They're winning games. And you can argue it's the further we get away from this series, it'll be easier to argue. But you could argue as a Knick fan, but for a Halliburton miracle shot, we're still playing.
Yeah.
But for one fadeaway three, we're still playing. So that's the separation that you fire a coach that's the winningest dude that you've had in a quarter century, not since Riley. He wins playoff series. He's obviously elevating the roster. And you fire him? Okay, that you're a poorly run organization, so we'll move forward with that. So he probably needed to go because I imagine one or two of the dudes didn't like him. I guess it'd have to be Brunson, right? Or is it Karl Anthony Towns showed up and didn't like him?
I don't.
But somebody didn't like him.
All I know is this. This feels very similar to when he got fired in Chicago. Because they were winning a lot of games. They were close but no cigar. That was the Derrick Rose led Chicago Bulls teams back. They made the playoffs every year. His 5 years in Chicago, lost in conference finals, lost in first round, lost in conference semifinals, lost in first round, lost in conference semifinals. Like, if you're making deep playoff runs every other year, you usually don't get canned unless there is something about you that is getting your players grumbling.
I'll put it in, and this is not nearly the same, but it's close. When David was drafted back in '88, when he showed up back in '88, or when he got here, Larry Brown was our head coach. Larry Brown was a hell of a coach. Nobody has ever questioned Larry Brown's coaching acumen. But Larry also had a shelf life. He's the kind of guy that never stops coaching you. That when you see him after practice, he's talking about the game. When you walk in, he's talking about practice. He never stops needling you. And David, after a couple of years of Larry Brown, got tired of it. Like, dude,
Larry Brown is the perfect example.
Get off my back, brother. Let me live my life. And they had to let him go. I mean, there are some guys that they want you to be great. They want the team to be great to the extent you just can't be around them. Like, dude, will you get off my back? We can stop talking about me going right. It's right now, it's July. Leave me alone. But Larry Brown never stopped. And you get the sense that Tibbs is the same dude, but a little bit gruffer. At least Larry was kind of whiny. But Tibbs will get in your face. And I think that it's easy to fire a guy like that and to overcome or to look past the record. Look, your guys are better. Brunson is a better player for playing for Tibbs.
Yeah.
And Karl Anthony Towns is a revelation. I had no idea he was capable of doing what he's doing now. And who else do you give credit to? It's Tibbs.
Yeah.
Well, unemployed. And the thing is, everybody's looking at Malone to come over. He's the same kind of coach. They fired him in Denver for the same things.
Yeah, Larry Brown that might be the best comp. Larry Brown won basically everywhere he ever went, but also never kept a job for more than 5 years.
Dude, you just drive me crazy. Let it go. We'll talk about it when the season begins.
Because his process, like it buries dudes. Like it's hard to deal with it for a long amount of time. It's like having a nagging wife, even if she's hot and even if she's a great cook. If she's just constantly bitching, it's like how long can you handle this?
Red McCombs used to tell a story that he was meeting with Larry Brown, and he didn't realize he'd fired him until the meeting was over, and Larry walked out like he'd been fired, and Red goes, "Did I just fire him? I think I did. I think I just fired Larry Brown." It was him whining to the point where Red was like, "You know what? You're fired." And then he walked out like, "Wait a minute, I just fired him. I didn't really mean to, but it had to happen."
I can't imagine that. We just heard Jalen Brunson the other day say Tibbs is the guy. I can't imagine there's anybody else on this team with enough pull.
It's him.
It has to be him.
It's him. Unless it was Karl Anthony who got here and said, "Man, life can be better."
But Karl Anthony Towns knew what he was getting into when he came here. Because remember, he played with Tibbs in Minnesota.
Right.
He knew exactly what
you're
was
right.
here.
I had forgotten about that.
He
and
knew.
Tibbs wanted him.
And so to me, the one guy is Jalen Brunson, and I don't know if Karl Anthony Towns even swings a big enough stick to make a decision like that.
He shouldn't.
So I think Jalen must be behind it.
I will say this.
Although, like you said, the Knicks are such a poorly run organization, they may not care.
Yeah, and let's not try to make sense out of nonsense, and this might be absolute nonsense, but if there's any sense of coherency to this, you don't fire Tibbs unless you know exactly who you're going to hire. I will say that. They have a plan. There's somebody out there they like. Now, it might be some dude we've never heard of, and it might be a rehab. It might be somebody out of college, but there's somebody that is ready to sign a contract.
B. Hannon says he would have been a great college coach. I think he would have been 15, 20 years ago.
I was going to say, Hannon, he's a hell of a skills coach, but kids today ain't going to play like for a guy like Tibbs. Well, you'd have to find a very special group of guys.
It's just like nobody's looking to play for Bobby Knight today. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, there's guys that love it, but there's just not enough good guys that love it. You're not going to get a bunch of stars that are going to get beaten down, but you get a bunch of 3-star, 4-star hustlers. That's why Tibbs wins, because he gets those guys that don't have to be superstars. Just do exactly as I tell you to do, and you'll win.
I mean, Shaka Smart's probably the closest thing to a modern day of that. Although players seem to like Shaka, but the way he wants you to play is not fun.
Yeah, stylistically, it's not fun.
And it doesn't do much for your stats. Mm-mm. Like, it's a grind. Mm-hmm. That's why he didn't work out in Texas, because Texas wanted him to recruit guys. They wanted him to get 5 stars. And then he was trying to get 5 stars to play the way his hungry-ass 3 stars play.
That's exactly right.
And you just can't do it.
And Tibbs has a way of he coaches them up, and there might not be a better defensive mind in basketball, really. I mean, there might not be a better mind through and through than he has as far as how to coach defense.
Well, the Knicks are a good defensive team, and they have amongst superstars in the NBA, they might have the worst defensive superstar.
So, I mean, no one will question that, but the effort required to be a great defensive team combined with the gruffness of the delivery, I can see how it wears you down, but it was stupid. That was a dumb move. You cannot have – no coach can arrive feeling anything other than you better give me a 6-year deal. Dude, you're going to pay me all 6 years worth.
Hey, do you want to go see Alice Cooper? Yeah? Do you want to see Judas Priest?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to see them both at the same time? 2 chicks at the same time, Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. Not chicks, but,
close enough.
You get the reference. That's going to be October 25th at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater in Austin, Texas, out there at the F1 track. Part of Live Nation's $30 ticket to summer. Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. You got to wear black. You can't show up in a red shirt or a yellow shirt. You'd only go to a Judas Priest and Alice Cooper show wearing black. Black pants, black shirt. That's the rules. I don't make them. October 25th, caller number 3. Caller number 3. You're going to see Alice Cooper and Judas Priest on October 25th, Germania Insurance Amphitheater, part of Live Nation's $30 ticket to summer. All right, and by the way, I got Seether and Daughtry tickets coming up in the next hour, so don't you go anywhere. Rob, tell people what kind of water you're using, how you get your hair looking so good.
Oh, Connecticut water softeners. If you woke up this morning and washed yourself clean underneath a Connecticut water softened shower, you've done it right. Can carry on about your day. So many of us aspire to get the very best, and it's hard to afford it a lot of times. Connecticut is eminently affordable and the very best. And if you've been waiting to get in your home, now's the best time. If you give them a call today at 656-PURE, Connecticut will come out to your home. If you're already plumbed for a water treatment system, they'll put one in your home, no cost, no commitment. And for 90 days, you can find out what I know, that you will have the very best water softener for this part of the world. You're going to save money on your power bill. You're not going to use as much salt, and you're just going to be a happier individual, probably looking better too. But the fact of the matter is you'll have the very best in your home and get it at a great rate. If you decide to buy after 90 days, with approved credit, you got 24 months, no credit at all, no extra points of money. And if you want to trade in your old water softener, there's some money in that. They'll pay you for that. And they got a free reverse osmosis drinking station they'll put on your sink just for taking advantage. They have the decor to match your beautiful home. So why don't you call them today and get the very best? Go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the details. I know I need them. Call Connecticut and thank me later.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyer4us.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat a billion-dollar insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community when and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, a billion-dollar insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyer4us.com.
Have you ever closed your eyes and pictured owning a piece of the Texas coast? Ocean views, world-class fishing off of Matagorda Bay? Well, dream no more. This Saturday, June 7th, Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point is dropping the final release of these incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1 to 3 acre properties, all with ocean access for just $49.9. You heard correctly, $49.9. This gated community has a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch, even boat and RV storage, plus paved roads and underground utilities. It's the whole shebang. It's all happening this Saturday, June 7th. 1 to 3 acres with ocean access, just $49.9. Yes, just $49.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing. Don't wait another minute. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Texas coastal land has never been this affordable.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, UTSA baseball is a hot topic, and we're going to talk to their athletic director. Lisa Campos joins us at 5:15.
Plus, we will have the latest on Project Marvel.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Yeah. Chris says he doesn't want to go anywhere, but he's got to go to work at 9. Man, work is for suckers. I'd tell that job to shove it up there.
Yeah.
Johnny Paycheck, take this job.
That's right, baby. Don't let the man hold you down.
I am the man.
Manuel says, AJ, are you sure Alice Cooper and Judas Priest isn't that cover band you went to see a few months back? Oh, imagine how pissed I would be.
Oh, right.
That guy's more talented.
Stop it.
He could do 2 different bands. Alice Cooper can't do no NXS.
No, he also would never even try.
Because it's too much for him.
Rob Halford looks wild now. He looks like
He looks weird.
Well,
why can't I think of the guy's name that plays Cousin Eddie?
Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid, yeah. He looks like Randy Quaid. Like, you know how Randy Quaid is like this crazy old conspiracy theorist guy now? He's got the big white beard. He looks all insane.
Well, he's afraid that Star Killer's after him.
Yeah, that is exactly how Rob Halford today looks. Like, he looks like Randy Quaid looks today. So it is a striking resemblance between the two. Yeah, look, I mean.
Is that him?
That's Randy Quaid, right?
Oh,
with the beard. And
okay,
Rob's
now,
got him a good beard,
yeah,
too.
now pull up Rob Halford, and you're going to go, what? Have you ever seen Cousin Eddie and Rob Halford in the same place? I don't know that you have.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm on to something here.
He looks like
But he's still rocking out.
Oh,
He's still rocking hard, man. It's funny. You said this, and my old co-host used to say the same thing. That when you first started listening to Judas Priest, you didn't know that Rob Halford was gay.
Right. But he did everything that was.
I don't know.
Gay. We just didn't put it together.
My old co-host Fred, like he fancied himself a rocker. He played guitar and was in a band, and he would like dress up like Rob Halford. Like he thought Rob Halford was like the man.
What, like the Blue Oyster Bar?
And he had, but he had
leather and the studs and the motorcycle. But turns out
he had no idea that he was.
That's kind of like
not just like kind of gay, like
no,
he,
assless chaps gay.
Yeah, and it's like I'm like, how did you not?
Well, none of us did.
I don't understand how. Like, I see it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's.
In '84, he was just wearing a bunch of leather. I don't know. We looked at Kiss and we thought they were. I mean, those dudes have faded faces and sticking all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, just part of the genre. Turns out. That was a lifestyle.
Well, we didn't have internet back then to tell us.
We didn't know. We had
didn't know.
The urban myths. He could have easily switched out with the leather dude from YMCA from the Village People. We would have said, wait a minute, he looks just... But no.
Well...
No power to him. I mean, it's too bad he had to stay closeted or he couldn't have sold any records back then. But.
Well, yeah, his audience wasn't exactly...
Now we don't care. Now we're all dead. All right, cool.
Yeah. What's the like the greatest hits of Judas Priest? What's their biggest song? Breaking the Law is the obvious one.
Always.
Got Another Thing Coming.
Yeah, Another Thing Coming.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think they did Painkiller, right? That was
that might.
Or no, that was an album, maybe. That was maybe that's the album Breaking the Law was on. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a hardcore Judas Priest guy, but
Turbo Lover. That's
Turbo.
Living After Midnight.
Living After Midnight. Yeah, there's some songs.
Head out to the highway.
Oh, that's all on the same record. Which one was that? Riding the Wind.
Screaming for Vengeance.
Screaming for Vengeance. That's all.
And then Breaking the Law. You've got Another Thing Coming.
Breaking the Law.
So
Breaking the Law.
4. There's like top 4, I would say.
Okay.
That's what I have in my library. That's what.
Not enough to make a greatest hits album, but like.
Yeah, like an EP.
Unless you're throwing some deep cuts, but
yeah, you could probably throw 2 deep cuts. You got an EP.
Yeah, they got a little something. All right, hey, let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. Particularly want to ask him about Yordan Alvarez. We'll do that next. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dr. Jacob Torres is my primary provider, though when I first met him and went to the Institute for Functional Health, it was for a very different reason. I walked in the door weighing about 300 pounds and had been told that this guy had a way with folks just like me who could convince us to get on a diet and keep us on something that will benefit us far more than any medications that we were taking at the time. He gave me his pitch, and I said, I'll give it a shot. I got nothing to lose. 8 years later, here I sit. I'm down well over 75 pounds, continue to lose weight, no glutide shots or anything like this. This was all me changing the way I lived, and it's something that I'll be able to do for the rest of my life. So many of us have tried to lose weight and had zero success or just enough success to keep us around and keep us miserable. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and you don't think you're going to be able to diet, I want you to give it one more shot. I want you to call Dr. Torres and to let him explain to you why and how he's been so successful with people like you and me, because we didn't think we could do it, but here I sit. So if you're ready to lose weight, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're not down with the money involved with paying for the injections and all that, I want you to give Dr. Torres a try. At the very least, let him explain to you why he's been so successful. The number's 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. Go there for some resources. But I'll tell you what, if it's time to lose weight, there's no better resource than Dr. Torres. Call him today, change your life, and come on by. Thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning and heads up on Highway 90 eastbound approaching 35. Getting reports of an accident just occurred, but already a little bit of stop and go from 36th Street, so tack on at least 8 extra minutes to your commute. Loop 410 southbound Medina Base Road, that's a stall that's off to the shoulder. On I-10 westbound at Ackerman, disabled vehicle, right shoulder blocked. Downtown 35, upper level, southbound Alamo to Laredo Street, 2 left lanes are closed. And then lower level, that is a full-on closure. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B. Take a swing at picking baseball this season on Underdog. Hi, G. Some minutes here from the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Underdog is one of the leading sports apps, and you can play in Texas. Millions of fans have won billions of dollars making picks on Underdog, and playing on Underdog is easy. Just download the Underdog app and pick higher or lower on player stats like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and more. And you can play for as little as $1. If you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So download the Underdog app, sign up with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use promo code STAR when you get signed up at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See UnderdogFantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week. Making his way to the mound from the bullpen, from Arosty University, Dr. Jason Garrett. Good morning, Dr. Garrett.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're doing all right, boss. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling pretty good, actually. I'm feeling great.
Oh, you missed AJ wasn't here last week, and you did what was the challenge you did for Memorial Day?
Oh, Murph.
The Murph challenge. You heard of this Murph challenge?
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. He did it.
Yeah.
I got tired hearing about it.
Yeah, it is.
Wore me out.
That's CrossFitters, man.
Yeah,
These
I'll tell you what.
CrossFitters, Bubba. All right, Dr. Garrett, we got to ask you about we got some banged up brothers, my friend. Let's start with Yordan Alvarez, who apparently has a small fracture in his hand that's about 60% healed. It was found after the inflammation went down. He's not going to swing a bat for a while, hoping to get him back in the near future. Talk about what it's like for a hitter to have a fracture in their hand.
And you can imagine it's a lot of pain, especially if you don't catch the ball real on the sweet spot and you get a little vibration, like when you chunk one on the fairway. It stings like crazy. It just feels like someone takes a hammer and smashes that bone. Being 60% healed, as long as he doesn't do anything for a while, it's probably going to be fully healed in 3 to 4 weeks. It's not a weight-bearing bone, so it heals really well on its own. Doesn't really require any rehab unless there was some soft tissue damage, which there probably wasn't if they found it incidentally.
Now, it was diagnosed initially as a muscle strain in his hand. I have never heard of that diagnosis in my life.
Yeah, it's dumb. I would just say that's a dumb diagnosis. They messed up on that one.
They blew it. They blew it.
Absolutely unheard of, quite frankly. So, when you deal with this, was it a crack caused by a catch? Is there concern it's a repetitive motion injury where it might come back?
It could come back if it wasn't a impact injury, wasn't being the ball hit it or whatever else, catching the ball, getting hit by a ball. If it's a repetitive injury, it's usually from swinging a bat, and the way your hand is rotating, you put some stress on that bone. And so if he's got an issue with his swing and that's causing it, then yeah, it definitely could come back. I would imagine they've already figured that out, and they've probably made the appropriate adjustments. And you can put some bracing on there. You can do things to prevent that rotation that the hand's not supposed to have with impact.
C.J. Stroud of the Houston Texans, not participating at these OTAs, apparently has a sore shoulder and a sore pectoral muscle. There's a lot of mystery surrounding this. And they're like, hey, don't worry. Is this something you'd be worried about? Like, hey, you're a quarterback. It's time to get to work and start throwing. And he's like, oh, I can't throw because my shoulder and my chest hurts. Now, they're saying it's just an abundance of caution, but should Texans fan be worried at all about this?
I would be, because one, having a sore shoulder this early in the season, that's not a great sign. You probably strained it lifting weights. The fact that they even mentioned the pec muscle, you don't really get a sore pec by itself, because usually you work them together, so they both should be sore from delayed onset muscle soreness. Having a sore pec or a pec tendon that may have been strained either with some heavy bench press or throwing incorrectly, probably more of a bench press or a weightlifting issue. That scares me, because when you have a little bit of pain in the pec, that's when you tear it completely. And so, yeah, be very cautious with that one.
A couple years back, Doc, Dak Prescott, right before training camp, there was a lot of talk about his shoulder was tired. He was having to take some breaks, and the Cowboys brought in a couple of the Rangers pitching coaches to work on strengthening his shoulder and working on just being able to throw all through training camp. And now, in that year, he had shoulder issues all the way through. His arm looked tired all the way through. We're hearing C.J. Stroud is dealing with minor shoulder issues and muscle issues and tired. It's June. Is there worry now that, he's thrown a couple of weeks of OTAs, probably been working with his wide receivers, but nothing like what we're going to see in August for training camp? Is there anything would there be worry now for your quarterback being tired? And what can he do apart from rest, get himself ready for the number of throws from training camp and then for the next 6 months?
Yeah, there's 3 joints that I usually worry about being lingering throughout the entire season, or 3 body parts: the feet, your low back, and your shoulder. They don't miraculously get better all of a sudden, because there's so much movement, there's so much opportunity for issues in there. And so if they're not really aggressively rehabbing him, working on those small muscles, the external rotators, all the muscles that protect the shoulder as you throw, like with Dak, his small muscles weren't keeping up with his big muscles, which those small muscles keep the joint in place. And so if that's not correct, then your humerus is constantly smashing on tendons or running into the roof of the bones that are adjacent to it. So if you don't get those small muscles working really well, it's going to be a lingering issue all season long.
Tyler Glasnow, who's been out with a shoulder injury, shoulder inflammation, they made it seem like it was going to be just a short stint on the IL, but now they're saying he's having trouble like getting into a bullpen session. He's only been able to throw on flat ground. He's having general body soreness to accompany it when he does throw. Like when you talk about a pitcher working back from a shoulder injury, is that where does that fall? I mean, obviously, shoulder is an important part for a shoulder or for a pitcher, but when you're saying, oh, it's not progressing the right way, or it's making his whole body sore when he throws, is there something maybe underlying there besides just, a typical shoulder strain?
Yeah, so a lot of guys, if you look at those guys that pitch, that don't look like your premier athletes, there's plenty of guys out there you can probably think of. They use their body so well to generate torque and velocity. $1 So it's not that they have a $1 million arm. They can just coordinate all the power coming from their legs into their core, into the rotation of their thorax, into their arm, and as the ball exits their hand. If he's getting body soreness, that means there's something probably not working, whether it's hip flexors, his low back, he's not able to push off of his legs well, and then he's asking too much of his shoulder, which puts too much stress on it and causes repeated inflammation. So the body soreness thing actually kind of worries me a little bit. If they don't get that under control, his shoulder is going to be a problem all year.
Dallas Cowboys have some defensive guys that are coming back from injuries, DeMarvin Overshown being one, both coming off knee injuries. And we're hearing from the Cowboys staff that both guys are on schedule or ahead of schedule or on pace to return. So when you hear that and you hear a guy that's out of surgery for 8 months now and is getting ready to get close, what are you looking for, and what does ahead or on schedule mean other than he hadn't hurt himself again?
It's usually the percent of speed that you have, or your agility or recovery amount, how hard you can run. So if you're running at 70% and you're supposed to be at 60%, then you're a little bit ahead. If your goal is to be 95% and you're right at that right now, then you're definitely ahead of schedule. They also look at how much soreness they have after they practice, after they work out. Because if it's muscle soreness, great. If there's still a lot of swelling or pain in their knees after they work out, that's a little bit more of a concern. But if he's ahead of schedule, both those guys, then I feel pretty good about it, especially if they're reporting that.
So ahead of schedule, sometimes like when I try to the comparison when you short on a drawer, like you're a checker or something, and you're over, you have more money than you should. Sometimes that's worse than not having enough. And is being ahead of pace a good thing, or are you doing things too fast?
Good point.
Oh,
yeah. There's a cascade of healing that has to occur. So soft tissue regenerates at a certain pace. Like some people heal a little faster, some heal a little slower. If you're feeling too good too soon before that tissue is healed, either because for whatever reason you just don't feel as much pain as other people, or you can get more adrenaline and work through it, or you're taking pain medications, feeling too good too soon can actually cause a bigger injury because that tissue is not fully healed. So that's a really good point.
Interesting.
The Pacers' Jarris Walker left the arena on crutches in the Game 6 win over the Knicks with an ankle injury. Went to the locker room, needed assistance, did not return. They're saying he's going to miss the first 2 games of this series. When a guy leaves on crutches and, can't get to the locker room by himself, in general, does that sound like something you're going to be back in a few days, or should we expect that he doesn't play at all in this series?
I mean, if they expect him to play after 2, I don't know why 2 games is, their expectation. That's a kind of a weird timeline. But we see that all the time where people literally can't walk. They're on crutches. They're in severe pain, and we get them playing within a week or 2. So I don't think it's unexpected at all for him to come back, especially if it's just a straightforward ankle sprain, not a high ankle sprain. If it's an eversion ankle sprain, then yeah, he can definitely come back from that. Because at some point, you can tape it up enough. You can tolerate the pain. It's the NBA Finals. You're going to go.
All right. That is Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. Dr. Garrett, we appreciate the time. We'll talk to you next week, boss.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you, sir. All right. Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. Of course.
How do you get here?
Via the Buyers Barricade guest line. That's right. All guests appear via the Buyers Barricade guest line. They provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
You're looking at the sneaky himbo question. This is enough to put any doubters to bed. SGA has scored 2960 points this season, most since Jordan.
Wow. Like counting the playoffs, I assume?
All of this.
Man. Well,
the numbers just keep piling up, man. If you're a Pacer fan, you don't want to hear the cascade of reasons why you're going to lose. Because every time I look at the series, how and where and what's possible, I find another reason that there's no way in hell you guys are going to win.
Sure doesn't feel like it. Sure does not feel like it. But, I mean, crazier things have happened, Rob. It's just
it
feels like it would. I mean, the Rockies won back-to-back games.
Normally, I'm of that mind that crazy things that happen. These games are played in a vacuum. Numbers in the past don't matter. Show up and play your game. You're good enough to win things. But at every turn, we go, well, again, the ifs that keep coming, and then you go, let's talk about the stars, and then you start looking at what Shea has done, will do, continues to do. 30, 10, and 5 every night. Nobody's done that since forever. The numbers just tell you, okay, if you stop this part of their game and you stop this part of the game, they got 3 other parts that you haven't even begun to think about that are just as good. And we haven't talked about it. If it was Golden State or if it was Chicago or the Lakers, we would know in depth all that Oklahoma City is bringing to the table. But we haven't talked about it. And for the next week and a half, you feel like a coronation is imminent. That we're not only going to see a beating, but we're going to elevate these players to stardom because it's easy.
It does feel that way. I mean, again, I think that when this is over, and I expect it to be over rather quickly, I think that the perception of this team will be different than it is right now. Right now, I think there's still people who are looking at it as like, maybe they're kind of overrated, whatever. I think that after this series, we're going to look at this team and go, oh, okay. I mean, especially when you take into account what they did in the regular season. Like the idea that somehow we're looking at a 68-win team and going, they're all right, is just baffling to me. And like you said, if they had a different jersey on,
we would know their names and we'd know their numbers.
I mean, it would, no doubt we would know exactly what was going on. But for whatever reason, that's the Thunder.
You get the sense that there's going to be some shocked people in like New York and L.A. who think they know hoops. That, hey, we saw the Pacers and, man, boy, those guys are good. And wait till they just get their ass waxed by a team from Oklahoma City that just shows up taking names and numbers. And Indiana, a cornfield with lights who thinks they know basketball, they're about to get roped.
You're going to learn today.
You're coming to the home of the hoops, and they're going to get rolled by a market smaller than them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can know hoops, and sometimes knowing hoops ain't quite enough.
That's the thing that we haven't talked about is the Indiana fan. New York and Indiana fan are both way too arrogant about their basketball.
Oh, yeah,
they both believe they're the ground, the basis for the very reason for the game for very different reasons. Well, Indiana still thinks that the way they beat New York, and they're about to get beat by the most fundamental team going. I mean, you want to talk about old school basketball, watch OKC play. It ain't about threes. It's about hardcore defense, getting to the rim and passing to the open guy.
Yeah. Listen, man, I'm not saying that they don't know ball in Indiana. They know but
they know it as well as anybody, but they've got this arrogant opinion right now.
Knowing ball and having the guys, if you really know ball, you probably know what's coming.
Somebody's sitting back watching. But again, you're a fan. If we do this and if we do that and if that happens, we might have a chance.
I honestly, this may be a good or a bad thing. I don't know. But I do think that spending so much time talking about sports for my living, like talking about, talking about these games and trying to be objective about them has sucked some of that like fan belief out of me. Certainly betting on sports has sucked that fan belief out of me because I know when my team's better. I know when my team's not as good. Like it's just I don't have that anymore, and maybe it's taken away some of the joy of sports for me. But I don't go into
without going existential on this. And yeah, gambling is the death knell to joy in sports.
Yeah,
it is. I mean,
you
can't do both.
When the Bills play the Chiefs, I know what's going to happen. I know. I'm like I have hope.
Okay. You accept it.
I kind of know. And if I'm betting my money, I know where I'm betting it.
Well, that's where it is. Once the money is involved, the joy leaves, and the algorithms and the sheer mechanical. There's no. I'm trying to find a bigger word than joy or fun in it. It becomes systemic. The numbers tell me this, and I'm going to do that. There is no emotional variance. And that's hard to stay with, and it makes you cynical.
Gilbert says, I wouldn't recognize 90% of the Thunder in public.
Truth.
I mean, I'm telling you, we talked about it yesterday, that Verizon commercial where they're all dressed up the same. The most recognizable guy on the Thunder isn't the MVP of the league. It's Chet Holmgren, only because he's built like a cartoon character. If he were, if Chet Holmgren were 6'5", no one would know who he was either. Like these are just a bunch of sort of faceless dudes.
Well, if he was 6'5", he could be a Abraham Lincoln.
Oh yes,
he could do that on the side.
Honest Abe. Oh, the round. Oh, he would look so good in that. Would look really good in that.
He does look like Abe Lincoln.
Speaking of, I keep ever since we talked about it on the show, I keep seeing ads on my Instagram for cowboy hats.
Oh yeah, it was listening to you.
Yeah, it knows. It knows. They know I'm gonna look good in a cowboy hat too.
One day, one way.
Nah, you guys just wait.
That big old bucket.
Get the one where they put the blowtorch on, set it on fire.
Yeah. I won't be able to wear it in studio, unfortunately.
You could. You'd have to get the plugs, buds on.
Yeah. The hat with the headphone thing, the headphone holes.
Oh, I would get like Garth Brooks. I'd get
I've always wanted the flesh-colored microphone right beside my cheek. I've always wanted that thing.
The thunder rolls.
You can't see it unless you're real close.
Dun dun dun. The thunder rolls.
Who's he married to now?
Trisha Yearwood, right?
Trisha Yearwood.
Yes, power couple.
Your girl can cook. She can cook.
I hear they're wild though, man.
Partiers?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Diddy parties.
I know that Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood, and Chris Gaines had a threesome.
Chris Gaines, that's a party.
Yes.
You don't want to meet Chris Gaines after midnight. Gets weird.
Oh yes. Garth, you stand over there while Chris gives it to me.
Yeah. One of the weirdest episodes in modern stardom.
Puts his soul patch sticker on.
Dye my hair black and go alt.
All right, 1 hour to go, friends. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid before and after it sells. It's like getting paid twice. Jason Minix here from San Antonio Sports Star. You can do that with Orchard. Orchard puts cash into your pockets. You can buy your dream home. Then your Orchard experts prepare and market your old home, including repairs, showings, even price-boosting upgrades. And here's why Orchard's the best. When your home sells for more, which happens 9 times out of 10, you get that cash too. It's almost like getting paid twice. That's why Orchard is the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to sell your home. Orchard can unlock cash from your old home to use on your new home. That's payday 1. Then you buy your new place, and once you're in, Orchard sells your old home for top dollar. You get that money too. Boom, payday 2. Learn how you can make more with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
John, what do you think about these tariffs? What do you think is going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. The prices on used cars have suddenly come up because the cost has gone up. And at GiveMeTheVin.com, we're paying more. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com, put in your license plate, and see for yourself. We're paying more today than we were yesterday. Remember, the tariffs have raised the car prices, and we are paying extra. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer. Sell us your car.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-351-4596. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-351-4596. 800-351-4596. 800-351-4596.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start June 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits from financially strong insurers.
Call 800-715-9880.
That's right, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling today.
Call 800-715-9880. That's 800-715-9880.
Sponsored by Annuity General. Producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer. Increased income is possible using strategies suited to your goals and may require buying multiple annuities and holding them full term.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have an accident on Loop 410 eastbound at San Pedro that's causing now about a 30-minute delay. The backup's going to start at Babcock. Start moving over to your right side. We've got 2 left lanes blocked. I-10 upper level eastbound 35 Frio Street. We've got an accident. Left shoulder median area is blocked. It's causing a little bit of a delay from right around Culebra. Loop 410 southbound Medina Base Road. Disabled vehicle now off to the shoulder. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. You're real good about that, and we'll check it out. That number 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
On the eve of the NBA Finals, the recently exited New York Knicks have fired their head coach, Tom Thibodeau, after 5 seasons. He was 226-174 with 4 playoff series wins. He won more playoff series than any other Knicks coach since 2000. In the NFL, Cowboys OTAs continue, and some news coming from head coach Brian Schottenheimer. He says his expectation was that Micah Parsons would be there for next week's mandatory OTAs. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
9:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I only have one working ear. unfortunately.
Well, you're going to have to go home and you have to lay with your ear so it'll drain down into your brain.
Oh.
You're going to have to.
But then I get ear juice in my brain.
Well, there's plenty of room up there.
Gross.
You got some space.
D'Amico Ryans was talking. We talked to Dr. Jason Garrett. I don't know if you heard that.
If you didn't, you can go back to the.
Well, if you didn't, you're a loser.
Well, and if you can catch up,
pay attention.
And go to the YouTube channel. It's there.
But we got to hear from D'Amico about CJ, and he does not seem particularly worried.
First off, I know everybody's going to ask, first, is CJ not throwing again? There's no concerns with CJ. It's just general soreness. We're taking extra precaution with him, but he'll be good to go. No concerns on my end there.
No concern.
None at all. The
No.
fact that he can't throw today and all my other quarterbacks can doesn't worry me in the least. No,
Yeah.
he's a young man. The fact that his arm's tired at all should be of great. But no, not at all.
No, he's fine. No, nothing to see here.
No, it's not a genuine worry, but it is a matter of concern. Let's put a tack in this. I mean, you shouldn't be tired now.
I wouldn't think so. Elsewhere, up in Dallas, up at the Star, Coach Shoddy was talking about the latest with Trayvon Diggs.
Who?
You
ever going to play again?
You may remember him. Would you like a Trayvon Diggs update?
I need one.
Yeah, it's going good. Talked to Trayvon last week. He's down in Miami doing some training, and no timeline for the return.
You've been running with his brother,
he
is
come
he?
back a couple weeks ago to get checked out by the doc, and all signs are positive.
You ain't hanging with Steph, is he? He seems to be, he's awake, he's talkative, he's active.
He's very alert.
He called me at 3 a.m. the other night. We had a long conversation about fixing a TV. Everything seems to be great.
He's lost 15 pounds.
Yeah. Grinds his teeth a lot lately. But, other than that, he seems to be doing good.
Keeps rubbing his finger on his teeth. I'm not really sure what's going on. Rubbing his gums.
I don't know. He's been in a great mood every time I've talked to him. Vivacious.
Is he brushing his teeth? Is that what he's doing?
Got a lot of stuff cooking. He's using the new make. He's got this.
Hey,
pink
Coach,
stuff.
I'm just checking in, man. I'm doing great, man.
Doing great. Running fast.
I'll let you know, man. Hey, I'm living a dream down here in Miami, man. My brother, I'm staying over at his place, man. We got a good deal going here, man. We're on a boat. Got a bunch of fine bitches out here, man. I'm telling you, Coach. Great time out here. Great time.
Who is this?
Pink stuff. Huh?
Who is this?
Then they asked him if he'd like to see Trayvon show up at the building just to make sure he still knows where it's at.
I think everybody now has their own people that they use. It's kind of the day and age of football. But again, it's all voluntary. He's been in great communication. We've been in contact with his doctors, his rehab people down there. But the game has changed. I mean, it's interesting. These guys have been forced to, in a lot of ways, have to go out and have O-line coaches, quarterback coaches, receiver coaches, DB coaches because of the limitations that the league is, rightfully so with the PA negotiated. And I think it's the day and era of football and where we're at.
The big question the big question of the offseason is the long-term status of Micah Parsons. And I saw yesterday Micah tweeted, "I'll be at work." I got to give Micah credit for all you might think Micah is. Micah is really handling all of this
better than he would have 2 years ago. Yeah, he is. I mean, he's
better than pretty much anybody does that's of his caliber.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of years ago he was, wrestling sumo dudes and doing some stuff that you're kind of like, dude, are you ready?
But if that's the big knock on him, like he's like, yeah, I want my contract's messed up. We'll get it fixed. I want to be a Cowboy. I'm going to show up for OTAs anyway. Not a lot of players on his level are doing that.
And I do think he has, I don't know if it's unrealistic, but he certainly has faith in Jerry. I do. I think at the end of the day, he's pretty sure Jerry's going to pay me. I think that he's probably right, but he's still not here yet. I mean, it's, we expect a lot, but next week's mandatory. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
I expect full participation and Micah being Micah, but at some point, if there's no movement, we'll get the other angry Micah. We'll get the pay me Micah.
They asked Coach Shoddy his thoughts on the expectations of Micah being there.
I would assume. Mike and I talked a couple days ago. Again, he's doing a little bit of traveling. But again, everything that he and I have talked about, I expect that he will be here. And like I said, I say it each and every week. Mike and I have had great communication. Everything I've asked him to do and vice versa, he's followed through on. So I would expect to see him.
Yeah, he makes a good point. And this was Shoddy talking about the age has changed. That, because the limitations in practice due to the CBA, that these players are now accustomed to working out with their own dudes, and that's fine and dandy. But can you imagine being an NFL coach that you're trying to put this team together, and you can't get your guys in the building because of the agreement that the league has made with the players? So you have to rely on a coach that you didn't hire, a strength training coach that you have no idea you hope you do, that there's some sort of conversation between the two parties. But really, you can't do what you want to do because of the contract situation. So it makes it easier for Micah to be traveling, whatever the hell that means. But I guess as a head coach, you got to get used to these guys telling you, and you have to trust the fact that they are, in fact, doing what they're saying they're doing, because so much hinges on their ability to get on the field as soon as they get there.
Well, they also asked him what the importance of having Micah around would be from a leadership standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, again, being present doesn't necessarily mean being here all the time, doesn't mean necessarily having to practice. It means being present, being around the guys. I mean, we all don't see the things that some of these guys do away from here. There's a lot of work being done away from here, whether it's with other players in the NFL, our guys, things like that. And, again, the thing that I know about Micah is Micah wants to be here. He's excited about what we're building. He's been a big proponent of that, and you can lead a lot of different ways, and this is a business, and they're working through the business part of this deal. But again, everything I've asked him to do, everything that I've required, no different than everybody that's here, he's been great with, and so that gets me excited, and I'm a big fan of Micah.
All right.
You can lead a lot of different ways, AJ. You can lead from behind. That's telling you he ain't a leader. He's telling you.
I think that
you can lead a lot of different ways. He's not the guy that's going to
He hasn't done anything yet.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, there are leaders on the team, and obviously Dak is one of them, but Micah is not the heart and soul, at least the leader of that defense. He's not. I don't know who it is now that Law's gone.
Well, you know what? And it's not unheard of for this. Like I think I've told you this before. When I was in Houston, like Andre Johnson was an elite player, was not a locker room presence, was not a guy that everybody rallied around. He just wasn't that wasn't him.
But you had to play great to play with him. He's not going to tell you to go work out, but for me to keep up, I got to be great. And that's what he's talking about with being, you can lead in a lot of different ways. But he's not the dude. Micah's not the guy that call everybody, let's work out tonight. He's not that guy. He's not going to ever call the team meeting. He might jump in his room.
He'll call you if he wants you on his podcast.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is that's not a bad thing, but it ain't a good thing either when your best defensive guy ain't your leader.
No, I agree with that. Yeah. But it's not unheard of.
No, not at all.
For the best guy on your team not to be a vocal leader.
And now that DeMarcus Lawrence is gone, you wonder who's going to fill that void. Because D-Law has been the de facto leader of that team.
Yeah.
The Hot Boys, whatever it might have been for those years. But D-Law was the guy that had been around, got paid, and was willing to subjugate or at least not live up to the money in some eyes, but still be the dude. I wonder who's going to take that mantle. Because it ain't going to be him. It's not going to be Micah.
Seether and Daughtry. Live November 12th at 713 Music Hall in Houston, Texas. Ooh, we have
Is this Roger Daughtry?
No, this is just Daughtry. Chris Daughtry, I think, is his name.
It is Chris, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Daughtry.
Seether, are you familiar with their catalog?
Yeah, I think. I'm sure I've heard the name. And
do you have the Remedy song?
No, I have, what do I have here? I have Gasoline.
Yep.
This is not what I thought Seether was.
Oh, Seether, they're rocking, baby.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Last night I saw that beauty queen, watched her paint her face on.
Nope.
Wanna be that magazine she bases life on.
I can tell you I've never heard this song before.
I want to waste her monthly blood. I don't know what that means. Want to get some on my love. Want to get some gasoline and burn her house down. She got nothing to say. She got bills to pay. She got no one to hate.
They originally performed
me
as Sarin Gas. That was the name of their band.
I'm gonna burn her house down, he said.
Their name was Sarin Gas, and they changed it to Seether.
Oh, really?
Sarin Gas in 2000. And they opened in 99 in Pretoria, known as Sarin Gas. In 2002, they came to L.A. and changed the name to Seether. They're a post-grunge hard rock alternative metal band. And you can go see them.
Is this their biggest hit, Vic?
Think so. Fine again?
Yep. Server woman.
Yeah.
They sound like a lot of other bands.
Yeah.
I mean,
everything is gray and
what's Gasoline?
No color to behold.
Like Scott Stapp with a cold.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
They say it's over and I'm fine again. Try to stay sober, feel like I'm dying here. I am aware now that everything's gonna be fine one day.
All right, let's get these
too
away.
late. All right, caller number 5. Oh, I didn't even do Remedy, Rob. You would have liked my Remedy version.
I've heard the band. I've never heard that song before. There's got to be a bigger hit out there.
I think Remedy is there.
Remedy the one?
I think it might be, man. I might be.
I had a Daughtry song.
Come on. Oh, Daughtry's only got one song.
Yeah.
I'm going home. Yeah. I don't know any other Daughtry songs. I know Daughtry got like 5th place on American Idol and got as famous as anybody else on him. Well, maybe not as famous as Kelly Clarkson or Carrie Underwood, but pretty damn famous for a guy that was on American Idol.
Who won his year?
I don't even remember.
Oh, I know this one.
Yeah.
This is the one I've heard. All right. I wouldn't be totally alone. Hopefully this wouldn't be in the encore. I hope I wouldn't have to wait.
AJ needs to take that singing back to Vegas. Are you crazy?
Nope.
Doing some lounge acts.
Bills. Leave your thrills all here with me.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Are they from South Africa?
Who?
You said they're from South Africa?
They're from Pretoria, South Africa.
Nice. Thanks. Every bone, I'll die alone, but not for you. Oh, these are good South Africans. They don't sound like South Africans.
No. Different part of town.
If you want me, hold me back. Frail, your skin is dry and pale. The pain will never fail.
What caller did you say?
Caller 3.
Got it.
Give it to him, baby. The pain will get you high. You'll be the death of me. November 12th, 713 Music Hall in Houston, Texas, baby. Tomorrow, maybe I'll sing some Daughtry for you. I'm going home. Now I got to find out who won the year that Daughtry was on American Idol. What a loser.
I think it was runner-up. I can't remember.
Was it Taylor Jenkins?
Oh, I hope not. That'd be embarrassing.
Where's the Demi Lovato?
He got 4th place on season 5 of American Idol. And let's see. Oh, he performed The First Cut Is the Deepest and sang Emotion. Why can't I find out where?
It's in there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Season 5. Your champion was Taylor Hicks.
I thought so.
Oh.
Runner-up, Catherine McPhee. She was kind of hot.
I don't remember. I just remember Taylor Hicks being the least talented of any of the.
And Daughtry didn't even win? That's embarrassing. Wonder why he didn't win. A bunch of haters voting, probably. People like me, when I was on the radio back in the American Idol days, like when American Idol mattered to people, I would tell people to vote for the worst guy. Like I was really on board with the Sanjaya train, trying to get Sanjaya to win.
When it was on, I was on air till 8:00. when it first hit. So I never got to watch it live. We would watch it while we were on air.
Yep.
And that year I thought it was over. Once the Hicks dude won, he was so not. I thought, well, this thing's over.
Oh, he's terrible.
Well, I thought the whole series was done. Like, they're not going to come back from this.
And it's
These
still
guys are
going.
terrible. Yeah, it's still cooking.
Still going.
And Cowell he left and he does another one, right? He left.
He does America's
Idol.
Got Talent now.
And that's not just singers. That's all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. And I don't watch any of that.
I used to watch it.
There was a guy. Seen one episode of any of that ever.
There was a guy on American Idol. Or not on American Idol, on America's Got Talent. It was the most fascinating act I've ever seen. He ended up coming on my show because I was so obsessed with his act that I was talking about it, and I finally got in touch with him, and he was like, hey, will you come on my show? He's a British guy, and they called him the regurgitator. And he would, like, let's say you had a handful of coins, and they all had a different date on them. He could swallow them all, and then you'd say, cough up the 1975, and he'd go like this.
So what was he really doing?
I'm telling you, I think he's magical. I don't know how to explain it, Rob. Other than like, I watched it come out of his mouth into his hand.
He's doing something that is unexplainable, but what he's doing is not possible.
I watched it come out of his hand, all slimy, and he can compartmentalize his stomach, and it's like
It's an interesting thing to try to get paid to do.
I know. Like he would drink water, and then he would swallow sand and then drink water, and then he'd bring it out as dry sand.
See, I went to school with a dude like that, but he took a different bus. He would eat anything.
I mean,
is that how you begin that? Yeah, he's one of them. So he could eat sand, drink water, and then spit out dry sand?
See, Ren says the regurgitator's been around for a long time. I used to see him in the 80s. So I don't know, man. I don't know how he does the trick. But he's a dude, I'm telling you.
Did he swallow, not a sword swallower. He could
swallow anything, dude. He could if he swallowed your 5-hour energy bottle, let's say he swallowed that, but he swallowed the whole bottle with the lid.
And he could open the cap.
He could open the cap and
inside it. See, I don't believe that. I know.
You got to Google this guy. It's the most incredible act ever on a reality show. It is unbelievable. I can't get enough of him. I don't know how he's not the most, I don't know how he's not Red Panda. You know how Red Panda does halftime at every big game? If I had a team in the NBA, I had the NBA Finals in my building, you would see the regurgitator at halftime.
Here's a picture of him right here. His name is Stevie Starr.
Yes, and he's missing teeth. He's a total mess of a person. But he's got this incredible gift.
Yeah, he's missing some. I guess to spit that stuff.
I guess so. John says, AJ, great singing, but I thought your guitar sound would be heavier.
He doesn't have a good.
I used up all. I remember I only have one ear
and no backup.
Yeah, and
I'm of no help.
Backup.
You're not getting any help from me.
My bass player here is hating on me the whole time.
I ain't playing.
The tenor.
We're like,
I'm watching this dude. How?
Dude, it's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, he's a gifted man. A gifted man.
No, there's something going on in his mouth.
Dude,
that's why he doesn't have any teeth.
Yeah, but what could possibly, how long could you hold dry sand in your mouth?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how
I'm telling you, it's the most incredible act going. I don't know. How he's not constantly touring and I would pay money to go to the Aztec Theater and see his show. I would. I swear to God. I don't know how he does these things.
He's tucking them up in his sinuses.
Well, dude, it's a magical power. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on in the world. Don't swallow your pen, Rob. You'll never get it back. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1. You know what? I'm going to swallow some Carbach. That's what I swallowed some last night. I swallowed 3 hopadillos, and I didn't get any of it back. My
you
body
didn't spit up any sand or anything?
No, I tried. I swallowed 3 hopadillos in the can, and my body opened the can, poured the beer out, and then I spit the can out empty. Maybe that would have been the move. No, dude, Carbach's got something for everybody's taste, though. If you love hopadillo, great news. The double dillo is available right now. The technical name for it is Imperial Hopadillo Imperial, but those in the know call it the double dillo. 9.9% ABV. It's a hammer, baby. and it is as in your face as you can imagine from a hop profile standpoint. And if you're not a hop guy, you're not an IPA guy, no big deal. They got something for you too, man. You might want that Cole Style Blonde, the Love Street, which is their best seller, by the way. You can find that all over the place. Crawford Box, Ziegan Box, something for everyone. And right now, the rhubarbed seasonal's available. If you like something a little fruity, great pool beer. I'm telling you right now, this summertime during the heat, it's going to be a perfect beer for being by the pool. They're all over the grocery stores, all over the liquor stores, but they're also in the bars and restaurants too. So when you're out and about, go ahead and ask your bartender to please make it a Carbot.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have an accident on Loop 410 eastbound at San Pedro that's causing now about a 30-minute delay. The backup's going to start at Babcock. Start moving over to your right side. We've got 2 left lanes blocked. I-10 upper level eastbound, 35 Frio Street. We've got an accident. Left shoulder median area is blocked. It's causing a little bit of a delay from right around Calabria. Loop 410 southbound Medina Base Road. Disabled vehicle now off to the shoulder. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. You're real good about that, and we'll check it out. That number, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
George Gets Justice. It's you versus them. The driver who changed your life. The insurance company dodging your calls. They want to give you up. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, they take on insurance giants and they fight to win. No upfront costs, no games. Just the fight for results. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com.
Out here, you'll find a community of hardworking creators with loyal followers, along with proud moments worth sharing. And farm to table, well, that's just supper. And whether it's a raised garden bed, acres of land, or something for your animals, we've got all the supplies and are happy to share a little know-how.
Welcome to Tractor Supply. Into life out here.
Save money on your next oil change with O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get a $15 prepaid MasterCard after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for just $35.95. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store or shop O'ReillyAuto.com.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Oh, yeah. But yo, I'm making money. Oh, Humpty, baby. I do want to mention a fella who died, unless you're a real nerd, you have no idea who this guy is, but I am a real nerd, so I am going to mention him.
Okay.
A fella died, he was like 38 years old, which is really sad, but his name's Jordan Breen. He was, when MMA first became in vogue, he was the first guy that, like, was an encyclopedia of MMA. He knew everything. He knew about every fighter. He was a wizard with it. He was kind of Rain Man. Yeah. Pretty sure he had some drug problems. He ended up kind of disappearing for a while, but a brilliant, brilliant dude. If you're an old school MMA fan, and died earlier this week. And I thought about it. I was like, I didn't mention it on the radio mostly because nobody cares. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe go look him up.
Do we know how?
No, but I've got an idea. When a 38-year-old dude with a history like his passes away suddenly, usually you can usually figure it out.
Well, we lost the sports science guy, and he did it to himself.
Yeah, that happened too. That was what's his name? What's his real name? I only know him as the sports science guy too, but I know he's got a real name.
We both have interviewed him live. We both had him on shows, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad I don't remember his name. A nice guy. Sports science guy. John Brinkus? That's it.
There
John
you go.
Brinkus.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, he
Yeah, man, 54.
So did he work with Dana and those dudes, or was he in the peripheral?
No, he worked for a site where I knew him from was a site called SureDog.com, which was like the first kind of hardcore MMA site. Keeps track of everybody's records, like previewed all the fights, stuff like that.
And that was just amateur. He just did that.
Yeah. Yep. But he knew about Japanese MMA. He knew about Polish MMA. Jeez. Like he knew if this dude fought,
if it had MMA in it,
he'd seen him, man. Yeah. And it was before, like for me, when I bet on fights, I always go and dig through. Like if there's a new fighter coming to the UFC, I'll go dig through their old film. Like I can find a way to get to a Polish MMA fight and see the fight if I need to. But this guy knew all about it before there was ways to get it like that. Like he was watching on VHS somehow that they had. I mean, it's just crazy.
See, in my mind, when you say film, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yo,
with that little clicker with the line attached.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he really just a fascinating dude. Sad story, but
R.I.P.
is what it is. All right. Here's the good news about measles.
Okay. Good news, huh?
The good news is measles can now be public health officials can track measles outbreaks using wastewater.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bad news is there's enough measles in the wastewater that it can be tracked. That's a terrifying thing. There's measles is now showing up in wastewater.
Mm-hmm.
We all remember before the vaccination rates dropped precipitously that measles was basically gone.
It was gone. We thought we had beaten it.
There have been 14 outbreaks reported in 33 states. That's in 2025 so far. How's that happen? 14 outbreaks in 33 states.
Now they're recommending if you're not vaxxed, don't get on a plane.
Yeah,
don't get on a plane.
I'm for that. I mean,
we're going to be fine if you're not vaxxed. It's going to get you.
Yeah,
I don't like measles. It's a virus. Infected people will. It's urine, feces, saliva. Those are the ways that it can be passed.
Yeah, it's airborne.
So obviously, it's being passed through wastewater. But the fact that the levels are now high enough that, like, we can. And by the way, Texas is one of those where the current measles outbreaks began.
Well, it started here in West Texas. Yeah.
That the health departments now are testing wastewater samples, and
they started doing that with COVID too.
They
College
did.
campuses.
But did it work with COVID?
Well, with COVID, they could tell if a dorm had it. They were testing individual dorms, and they go, "Oh, it's in this dorm."
Really?
Mm-hmm.
By their poo?
Well, by the poo or pee, I don't know. But they were testing wastewater.
I'll be damned. I guess I didn't expect it to be traceable like that. But all right. This Mr. Beast. Are you familiar with him?
I am. Yeah. You know, his name is not appropriate to what he does. Because this guy is evidently a very philanthropic. This dude does some really cool stuff, but gives money away and really an OG when it comes to this stuff. I always felt like he was just a stunt.
Well, you're right. He has given away a lot of money. His name is Jimmy Donaldson. That's his real name. He is now saying that he has very little money on hand due to reinvesting nearly all of his earnings into content and philanthropy.
Yep.
He's got more than 400 million subscribers. He says he needs to borrow money from his mom to pay for his upcoming wedding.
Yeah, he keeps nothing, really.
Well, that's what I want the IRS to know.
I'm
so
broke. Celebrity Net Worth says he's worth $1 billion.
I'm just saying, personally, I got no money.
He turned down offers to sell his from selling his sites or something.
Yeah,
like he got offered $1 billion and nope.
Responding to a post on X, which described Mr. Beast as, quote, the only billionaire under 30 to have not inherited his wealth, he responded late on Sunday, I personally have very little money because I reinvest everything. I think this year we'll spend around $250 million on content. Actually, I'm borrowing money from my mom to pay for my wedding. But sure, on paper, the businesses I own are worth a lot. But he doesn't have any money.
Says.
I don't understand how. And he hosted that reality show that gave away $10 million in prize money. And it was Amazon in May did their presentation, their upfront presentation, like what's going on with our company. It was announced that Prime Video's most watched unscripted show was that show, and they renewed it for 2 more years. But here now he's broke.
Well, again, by an accountant's version, he's broke, has access to nothing. But in real life, he could go get whatever.
It's going to be all right.
There's money under
the true
mattress.
aspect of power is controlling a lot of money with a little. That's truly the aspect of power. If you can control a lot of money with a little bit of your own, it doesn't look like on paper it's only a little bit, but in real life it's a lot.
Who do you think has, like, it would take a lot to get to 1 billion streams on Spotify, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
I think you'd be well, maybe you wouldn't be shocked. Rick Roll, the Never Gonna Give You Up, has now hit 1 billion streams on Spotify. If you had said that in, let's say, 1995.
Whatever the hell.
The song was made in 1987. If I had told you in 1995 that one day Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up would be one of the most listened to songs in the world.
And does he get mailbox money every time that's
He's
rolled?
got to.
Oh,
I'm all about the Rick rolling. Then can we Rob roll something?
He's got to.
whoever owns the rights to that. they get
Let's
paid.
see. Ashley says, thanks to streaming platforms, a whole new generation has been able to discover music like mine.
Well,
I don't know
one
if he
verse.
realizes that we it's kind of a joke.
Hey man, I'm down. I'll laugh with you as you're laughing at me if I'm getting paid every time somebody gets rickrolled.
I'll take it.
A quarter for everybody, $1 billion.
It has sold 5 million copies to date, and in the late 2000s, the rickrolling got in it, which was I don't know if maybe we got people who are younger than that, but where basically you open a video and you start to watch it, and then Rick Astley comes in and you you got rickrolled, ha 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 ha, which I never really
big head, but I'm never gonna give you up.
I never really understood why. Can you name another Rick Astley song?
He had one other one after that. I can see him singing it, but I don't know the lyrics.
I don't know.
Together Forever?
That's it. Together. Yeah.
What a terrible song, too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Rick Astley sucks.
Well, that one song, if it hadn't been
it's
killed,
a bad song, too.
No, they killed it. But
Never
when
gonna
it first
give
came
you-
up, everybody who heard it for the first time, and then they saw the video go, dude's white?
Oh, that was,
Everybody. What?
yeah.
I was like that with Hootie and the Blowfish. The guy's
Like,
black.
that dude's black?
I was like, what?
Named Hootie?
Oh, Hootie. Oh, Hootie. Finally, did you know yesterday was International Sex Workers Day?
I
Oh,
helped
yeah.
a few get their start.
I
Did-
came across that.
Did you tip your
You gotta
OnlyFans
tip
gal?
your sex
and
worker yesterday. I hope you did.
Your stripper, your OnlyFans
Get a
gal?
little something. It's their day.
I made a donation to my OnlyFans account. So I'm
Good for you. Always tip well on
Yeah.
OnlyFans, apparently.
So there's a day for them, huh?
There is. And they were basically letting it be known that the criminalization of sex work increases the risk of harm to sex workers.
I tend to agree with that.
Including harm from arrest, jailing, conviction, stigmatization, violence, and exploitation. And they say sex work should be decriminalized.
I think there's a valid argument for that. I think there's also valid arguments that it shouldn't be.
Right.
Most of them have to do with like trafficking and things like that.
Yes,
like if you could be
if
sure,
you're 21 and no one's telling you what to do, and you decide to go do that, go do it.
Yeah.
Hey, who am I to say? I don't care.
it's just tough, man. It is because I'm pro freedom.
Yeah,
you know,
as
I'm,
long as
like,
you're not hurting or getting hurt, hey, I'm in.
yeah, but
That's why I don't live in an apartment. I don't like no one telling me what to do.
That's why I avoid
Yeah.
HOAs.
Yeah, that's why I don't want an HOA. I don't want them to tell me when to mow the grass. I'll
well, you
mow it when I'm ready.
always mow the grass.
Yeah, but still, I let
You're
it
out there
go
with a
few
comb
days.
and scissors and
Yeah,
know.
I give it a bald fade and everything.
Damn. Me, I'm waiting to get a letter thrown on my door saying, "Hey, Bubba, you live here now. You better mow this grass."
Vic,
Hey, so how
his
tall
yard
is your
up.
grass? How tall is it?
In the backyard, it's probably about like
About a good
18,
foot?
18 inches.
18 inch?
Yeah, or 12 to 18 inch. It's nice grass too.
Oh, okay.
It's just, I mean, it's probably closer to 12
I'll
inches.
probably
than
need to bring the 22 inch.
You're gonna have to go to work.
The
man.
recycler.
I mean, it's literally
baling hay.
My
I was
now
gonna say,
I've
yeah,
got to
that
do some
high.
the side yards and stuff need to be done, but the actual backyard, the patch of grass is
That's
about the
the big-
size. It's
that's-
about the size of this room.
Okay.
It's not. I mean, it's not. Most of the backyard is like there's big oak trees and it's made of like rock. There's rock all over the place.
You need to get one of those little Roomba mowers. That just
Yeah.
zip, zip, zip,
Can you
and
get
go
those?
Yeah.
I saw a guy with a lawnmower in my neighborhood who has an electric mower and it's about that wide. It's about like 9 inches wide. Like it doesn't look like it's even it looks like a toy. It looks
Sounds like a toy.
like a bubble mower. or
Baby's
something.
first lawnmower.
Yeah, but apparently it works. And
Yeah, one
for,
of these. Look.
Yeah, a little Roomba thing there.
Yeah, you could, this was a little bit more expensive, but see how it's got like the bulldozer tires?
oh, if you can drive one, what's that one
That
next to
thing's
it where you
taking
can
care of
drive it
some
with a
brush.
PlayStation remote?
This is it.
Because I can get my kids to do that. You run the lawnmower with a PlayStation stick? Oh, yeah, my kids are going to be all over it.
Yeah, this one right here.
They'll know exactly how to use that.
I'll take that.
Yeah, my son, his formative years, that's a badass lawnmower. It just
Yeah,
runs over
man.
those sticks and
I'll
chews them
take
up.
that.
That's got to
Look
be,
at that.
that's a high-priced toy right there, though. That's like clearing land.
You can do
That's
some
clearing,
damage.
look at the teeth on that thing.
Money well spent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
controlled
see?
with a PlayStation.
Our wives are looking at that going, nah,
Man,
what
I'm
y'all
gonna go out and
think?
mow the lawn.
I want
Look at that.
I want that.
Oh, man, it's like flying a drone.
How do you get one of these?
What do you think that costs?
More than I got on me.
Yeah.
It couldn't be that much.
I bet it's $5,000.
Nah, really?
Yeah, I would say probably that. Let's see. Let me go over here.
That's a good
Sheer
deal.
Joy of. If it had a camera on, I'd be mowing my lawn from here. I'd be mowing right now.
One more thing before we hit our last break. Pledger texted me. One of the bands that we talked about last
They weren't
segment,
on a show that we talked about.
they were not on.
They're not
that-
affiliated with them and should not be considered as
Yeah.
part of them.
That show where people voted to see who was the best singer.
He wasn't affiliated. He's not affiliated with them at all.
Never.
He's not really an idol.
Never happened.
But he is American. But the two terms together has nothing
Is
to
he,
do with him.
or is he Canadian?
I don't know, but it was an American contest by its name. And
Yes, but,
while he was there, they have nothing to do with each other now.
No, nothing at all happened with
Real
that.
quick,
Are the suits happy? The lawyers
$600 will get you that remote mower.
No
See,
way, dude.
That's about right, yeah.
And it's a Husqvarna.
A Husqvarna, it's from Norland?
Dude, that's a pretty good deal.
Yes.
That thing was
Well,
like,
this is the robotic one. So
That
I'm
thing
thinking
ran
this is like the Roomba.
but it like ran over a pile
was taking
of
up-
sticks and just chopped them up into dust.
I just set that thing free. It's like a
Now
mechanical
that
goat.
one that you saw is $2,000.
Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
So I can get a remote control lawnmower for $600?
Yeah. Yeah, look, this one here. Here's a battery one. Look, it's got what is that, like a pistol grip remote?
Yeah, I like the pistol grip. I want it to do it on its own. I want it to be like my Roomba.
Yeah, I would be
It
this
just
one.
Every now
hits
and
your
then
fence and then turns.
I'll just find it under my couch,
Yeah.
lost.
Good old Amazon.
Watch that thing mowing down the street.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Yeah. They've come up with the wildest things,
I want
don't
that
they?
badly.
God bless technology.
Yeah.
God bless technology. Oh, Elon Musk must have invented that. Elon Musk or Tom Edison, one of the two.
Hey, look, and all you got to do is just maintain the blades, and you're good.
Okay. Well, when you get one, let me know, Vic.
Add to cart.
I'll give you a ride. I'll give you some gas money. All right. Let's hit our last break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
You could have written a country song about this.
Absolutely.
Did you come up with... Marcy, I'm talking directly to you. We need a song about Kitty... What's its name? Kitty Big Balls. Sounds like a country song.
KBB for short.
Kitty Big Balls. I can sit...
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-550-8841.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-550-8841. That's 800-550-8841.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Attention retirement savers. A top U.S. bank predicts a 2025 recession as tariffs rattle markets. According to reports, 2025 recession risk just increased significantly. That's why thousands of hardworking Americans are turning to award-winning precious metals company, Goldco. Goldco is offering you a free 2025 gold and silver kit. Plus, you can get an unlimited instant match and bonus silver for qualified accounts. Call 855-969-GOLD. Find out how you can help diversify your savings. Tax and penalty-free today. That's 855-969-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah. He was brutally handsome. This song's about Vic.
Yeah. She was terminally pretty.
Oh, yes.
I've known one or two of them.
Well, this is the last segment of the day for us.
Yeah. And we've jumped the hump. We're just about done.
Oh, yeah.
Downhill.
Where's my
hump day?
Yeah.
That's right. Good in bed. Surely make you lose your mind. Life in the fast lane. This is a good song, man.
Joe Walsh is
Joe Walsh is the coolest dude.
Underappreciated rock star.
Name a cooler guy than Joe Walsh.
Not many.
And Joe, I don't know. I think the Eagles are lucky Joe Walsh joined their band. Joe Walsh is too cool to be in the Eagles.
I think they had to have Henley and they had to have Walsh. Without the two, we wouldn't have had the Eagles. I mean, it was that. But that's why they hated each other. But also why they were perfect. They were a great band.
Don Henley was a little biatch, and Joe Walsh was a man's
best
man.
country band of all time.
I don't know what they are. This isn't country though.
Not well. If you listen to Florida Georgia Line lately, they were a country.
Florida
band.
Georgia Line ain't country
That's
either.
what I'm saying. They call themselves that.
Life in the fast lane. Oh, lose your mind. All right. Let's punch it, Vic. Daily lines, baby.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
The NHL. The line remains the same. Oilers minus 120 in game one. The puck line, Oilers minus 1.5. You get plus 190. Even money coming back on the Panthers on the money line. Total is 6.5 in this one. The series market, still Oilers minus 120, Panthers plus 100. So we're expecting a good series. At least we got we ain't going to have it in the NBA. At least on paper, we've got a competitive Stanley Cup final. In the NBA, numbers are about the same. Some juiced 9s and some 9.5s. We haven't seen a 10 yet.
Not yet. I have a feeling we're going to see that by about 2 o'clock tomorrow.
I think once people start to figure out the numbers, the game one numbers, they're going to start throwing some coin down.
Yeah, because if you really do look at the numbers, if you're an experienced dude, you can't stay at 9. You know what I mean?
I don't think so
Vegas can't stay at 9 because they're going to lose their hat if they do.
And the total on that one's still 231. I think I got to play the under. I mean, that's the highest total in an NBA Finals game in history, and it involves the best defensive team in the league. How could that be?
I think they're hoping that the rust is involved in defense. That the thing that
But wouldn't you expect the rust would be more likely to come on the offensive side?
Yeah, yes. But, there is a cohesion to defense when it's played great that you have to find it. I mean, you're on a string and you have 4 of the dudes reacting and doing at the same time. Hitting a jump shot is pretty natural.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Major League Baseball. Colorado Rockies. Can they do it, Vic?
Hottest team in
3
baseball.
in a row. Can they win their 3rd straight matchup? Kyle Freeland goes for the Rockies. It's an 11-10 start in Miami.
General principle, I'm taking Miami. What?
Now, the Rockies won back-to-back games for the 2nd time this year. They have not won 3 straight all season long. Cal Quantrill for the Marlins. Kyle Freeland for the Rockies. Marlins, minus 155. Rockies, plus 130.
Oh, come on, Marlins.
Oh, I'm not me.
You're going to ride the streak?
Rocky Mountain High.
3 in a row, baby?
That's it, baby. They're going to sweep these Marlins. Get them out of town, Bubba.
Yeah, just turn the franchise off.
Brew Crew. They got mad when you said they don't deserve a team. DL Hall goes for the Brewers. Andrew Abbott for the Reds. I like the Reds a lot today. Andrew Abbott's been a really solid pitcher. Reds minus 130. Probably my favorite play of the day in Major League Baseball. Jose Soriano goes for the Angels. Lucas Giolito for the Red Sox. Lucas Giolito's not been great, but Red Sox still minus 130 favorites. Ryan Gusto goes for the Astros. Mucho Gusto. They're in Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. Mike Burrows goes for the Pirates.
Well, if Skeens isn't playing, that means Pittsburgh will get a hit, at least.
Yeah.
They'll get some runs anyway.
The Pirates got 8 innings of 3-hit, 1-run ball from Paul Skeens and scored 0 runs. They continue to give that guy no help.
Free Paul, free Skeens. I never thought I'd feel sorry for this dude.
God. The Cubs send Matthew Boyd to the hill. They're in Washington to take on the Nationals. Mackenzie Gore going for the Nats. Cubs minus 135. The Guardians go with Luis Ortiz. Yankees with Clark Schmidt. Yanks minus 200. Jose Barrios and Mick Abel for the Phillies. Phillies minus 120. Chris Sale minus 175 for the Braves. Kumar Rocker.
He's back.
He playing for the Rangers today against the Rays. Rangers plus 110. We'll be back tomorrow and do it all over again, friends. Previewing the game. Oh, yeah, final start tomorrow. Enjoy the hockey tonight.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
My name's John Clay Wolf. I'm the founder of GimmeTheVin.com. Every month, for the next 10 months, everyone that sells us their car to GimmeTheVin